You started.
I can't believe Cambot extorted us like this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome back, everyone, to Wake of the Red Death, the happy-go-lucky campaign about optimism, sunshine, and sparkles. Last time, you guys investigated the arthropod feline hybrids that were attacking the roads, and you found they were Myrmekalians, which is a type of chimera that is notably very hard to get right because of the difference in physiology between lions and ants, and often result in a botched chimera that lives a horrible, torturous existence where its body is slowly destroying itself and tend to act out violently as a result. You guys managed, through guile and a little bit of luck, to pacify the Myrmekalians and their leader, the sole successful chimera of the bunch, the Formicalian. Both of the names just mean antlion, but, if you say antlion, people think you're talking about, Trapinch from Pokemon, as opposed to literal antlions. So you pacified them all, and along the way, you met Grammy Falsatea, an incredibly old female Cyclops, and you found notes that seemed to suggest that Miracle Medulla in town may once have been a very different sort of wizard, and perhaps is responsible for the Myrmekalians in the first place. After a very I know you know conversation with Miracle Medulla, you convinced him to do his best to stabilize the physiology of the Myrmekalians so they could have a better quality of living, and pacified them and tamed them enough where they're no longer a problem for the city. And that was a real good move. The city opened up, traders have come back, and slowly Junitonia is getting back on its feet. And even the Mars militia, despite the fact that you've technically kind of foiled their scheme to blackmail the city into joining them, the leader of the Mars militia, Centurion Corpse, gave you all a nod and said that you did good. And even offered to, give you a coin to help you go to Mars militia facilities and not be killed on sight. And that's when you heard that the Emperor's men were in town. Another faction vying for control, the remnant of the old empire, who have come to Junitonia to try and bring the city back into the fold. We are now in the city square, where a very pompous knight stands with his retinue. I can put a couple of them on here for flavor. They're not the size of houses, but, I can only make so many maps.
Yeah, none of us are.
And there's some Mars militiamen here as well. We'll put Corpse here. I don't know why I made Corpse a different sprite when it's literally the same as the other sprites, but with one fucked up eye, which at the scale you can't really see.
I kind of see it.
Zoom in, that's why. Zoom in.
Zoom in. Zoom in. The orb has decided to grant you mercy.
Enhance. I think he also might have a slightly different skin tone. But I do think that it does illustrate a thing that, compare Corpse as a member of as a leading member of the Mars militia to our good friend, the Knight here, along with his goons.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly stands above them.
And which one's Legion?
Let's see.
Corpse is clearly trying to be one of his people, whereas the other end is above them.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We have the Mars militia, who are throwing back to a much older culture, believing that is the only way for Mediterra to survive the fallout of the plague. And we have the Emperor's men, who are a remnant of the old government trying to reassert its authority. Who's the Legion and who's the NCR, you ask?
No, wait. The Emperor's men is the Enclave.
especially too that these people are led by a very charismatic cult leader.
Yeah.
The problem is, see, I don't want to give the side with the Legion.
Oh, you shouldn't side with either of them. Have I not made that clear? Well, let's make it clear today.
Yeah, I don't want to side with
Yeah, I was-
Melissa. Wait a minute.
I was gonna
See,
say.
you know what? There's Corpse is semi-likable. I don't like the Legion at
Corpse-
any capacity.
It's not literally the Legion. There is.
I know,
It is an echo.
Not to give away the game and over-explain what I'm doing, but I do love over-explaining what I'm doing whenever I would tell a story. So you've triggered that. The Mars Militia is a cult, and the thing about cults is they work by getting people to believe their bullshit, and to believe that their bullshit is actually helpful. And so the insidious
And they
thing
turn
about
to-
cults is that they prey upon many good qualities of the members inside them.
They tend to believe it themselves.
In Corpse's case, he not only believes the Mars Militia's mission, but he believes it's a genuinely good thing for other people to join. And he's trying to be helpful. So Corpse has entirely good intentions, which are being used by a cult to manipulate people to join the cult.
It does occur to me that the Mars Militia is one of those cases where it is a cult in both senses of the word, where charismatic leader who is exploiting the people underneath him, but also a cult that is specifically dedicated to the worship of one god.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's how most cults work.
Because,
Yeah.
I mean, like in the Roman Empire, there was the cults for the sun god.
Yeah, there were all sorts of cults. There was during the early days of Christianity, there were a bunch of cults about gods that died and came back, with one of the most popular being the cult of Isis. Christianity was very much following on a trend, and then just lucked out and got really popular. Anyways, our game today. Sorry.
I think you. What is happening in front of us, God?
So you guys are like in the city streets, and the Emperor's men with like a platoon of like 30 knights in full and modern plate mail are assembling outside the manor of the mayor of Junitonia. And quickly assembling opposite them is Centurion Corpse and his squadron of 15 Mars Militia members. Both on opposite sides, and a standoff is brewing between the two as Corpse paces in front of his men, and the leader of the Emperor's men, a knight in even more extravagant full plate mail armor, with a huge swishing purple cloak and these little, cloth tassels, over his chest, and a huge heraldry badge on the front of his breastplate, and a very big plume of what could possibly be a phoenix feather on his helmet. Stands there proudly sneering at the dirty peasant knights wearing their retrograde Age of Antiquity styled armor. The difference between the two factions is visibly apparent. The Mars Militia being dressed in armor that, while not truly ancient, is styled as closely to the style of the armor of the Age of Antiquity as possible. While the Emperor's men are wearing incredibly modern and expensive armor that is the best armor one could buy, only available to knights and nobility.
Now, if I remember the end of the last session, the captain of the Emperor's Men was giving a speech about how they've come to rescue and save Junitonia.
Yes, he is saying that Jupitamy has finally arrived to save you from the squalor brought upon this city during the plague. I demand an audience with the mayor. At which point, Corpse immediately interjects, "We have been waiting for an audience with the mayor for some time. We arrived to aid this city in its hour of need well before you. We shall be seen before any emperor's pawns."
Oh God.
Paul? Sir, I am Sir Scava Carafa, a lieutenant in the army of the Empire. You call me a mere pawn? I am nobility, you cur. From what house do you claim? I am Centurion Corpse. Ah, what a fitting name! It's what you'll become soon enough.
Oh God.
Like, if Hull's gonna say anything, like he's gonna hold up the hands and just say no. Just like,
Hull like
Let them
starts
fight.
to take a step forward, then
like hold up her hand. Let's see how this plays out.
The two sides are like the leaders are trading barbs while the men are clearly preparing for a fucking Montague versus Capulet scuffle. The Mars militiamen are like, you know, have their swords drawn and their shields poised. The Emperor's men are doing a slightly cooler-headed thuggish routine. They've got their swords drawn and their shields raised. But they're also like crossing their arms and putting their hands on their hips, like yeah, you want to bring it, bitch. The civilians in the area, the various people trying to shop and the traders and all that, have kind of stopped what they're doing to watch, and some of them are like clearly preparing to take cover when shit hits the fan.
Like we need to do something before this gets bad.
I don't think
have a
we
question.
can do anything. I don't think we can.
Remind me,
Yeah.
Mr. Game Master.
Yes?
Refresh us on where the or what the Emperor's men are.
So,
Cassidy
The-
flickers in and out of existence. What did I miss?
yeah, so you guys are in what was, at least in the past, called the Mediterranean Empire. Mediterra, unlike the other countries in Midgehheim, is united under one government. You know, Bretance has at least 3 different kingdoms in it. Same is true of Francane and Selpict and Germanor, and Ruslovac is like a bajillion different kingdoms. It's it's half the continent, and it's huge. And it's divided. It's very thoroughly divided. They're not countries in the modern sense where they all have a centralized government. It's really these kingdoms, and then beneath those kingdoms, really more on a town level that people have loyalty to than rather a country itself. Countries only, like the borders of countries only matter when wars happen, because often these kingdoms are allied and join forces to sort of fend off other nations. Mediterra is unique in that it has been unified since the time of antiquity, when the 10-year war resulted in southern Mediterra conquering northern Mediterra and the establishment of one supreme ruler, an emperor, above all the other kings. The empire has ruled for literally thousands of years. And then the plague happened. And when the plague happened, all the emperor and all the other members of the nobility and all the senators decided, for the most part, there were some exceptions, but for the most part, they decided that, hey, we get to keep all the large stores of food because we're the nobility. We have castles with big, thick walls designed to repel sieges. We've got soldiers who live in our castles, and some of us even have fucking pet wizards that live in our castles. Why don't we just hole up and wait this shit out and let the peasants deal with it for themselves? And that's what happened. The rich upper class holed up with all of the the supplies to survive big disasters, and let the peasantry and the rabble and the merchant class fend for themselves. As a result, now that the plague is more or less gone, a lot of the country no longer respects the rule of the nobility.
Mm-hmm.
And while in some cities, like the capital city, Jupitami, which is entirely composed of nobles and rich merchants, the empire is still valued. In most of Mediterra, nobles are no longer welcome and no longer listened to. It is the cruelty of the nobility that in part gave rise to the Mars Militia, because the Mars Militia is composed of peasants and grunt soldiers, not knights, but the rank and file, who got really pissed at how they were treated as expendable and decided, fuck it, we're going to take back our country. Just while also reverting our country to its warlike pre-antiquity state of conquest and murder. So, the Mars Militia is not great. They're a cult.
Yeah.
But there's a reason the cult formed and got popular. And the Emperor's Men are basically saying, all right, let's go back to that pre-plague status quo of everyone giving us money and power and us doing whatever the fuck we wanted with it.
Perfect. I've been waiting a few weeks for this. Before I proceed, what are you going to say, Nora?
Oh, I was going to ask if I've heard of this knight's name before.
Sir Skeva Carafa. Make a double insight check, I suppose.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that name every time someone sneezed.
Double insight.
I may have looked for some of the most odious sounding Italian nobility names I could find.
Congrats. I found it.
Insight. Here we go. 16!
Shit. Yeah, you've heard of Sir Skeva Carafa. He is,
Good lord.
he is a knight, which technically makes him nobility, but it's the lowest rank of nobility. So him acting like a, super pompous, arrogant prick is a little bit ironic because he is the bottom of the totem pole of his social class.
Shit.
But he is a knight. He does have land and a title. He's invited to king's parties and shit. He's got enough money to afford high-end and decorated armor. He has a heraldry and a house of his own. And he has enough money that his personal guard gets to have full plate armor. Full plate armor is expensive.
We did just see how expensive it was, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking expensive. Even when it's not enchanted, it's expensive. It's expensive because it's hard to make and it's hard to wear and put on. Most people settle for half plate or partial plate. The Mars Militia is in half plate. These fuckers are wearing full plate armor, and it's modern full plate armor where there are almost no exposed joints. It's very high quality.
Okay.
Excellent. I've been meaning to say this because as soon as Alex saw the Emperor's Men and how they've been what's the word? Strutting their stuff. Mm-hmm. He's been holding on to this. He would like to step out of the sidelines and in between the two groups, and he's actually going to walk up to Carafa.
Mm-hmm.
He's going.
Oh dear, the peasants approaching us.
He's going to look up at you, Carafa. He's probably a lot taller than he is.
Yes, he is in part because he's probably got boosters in his boots. But he is a muscular man. He has been preparing for violently taking back the country.
This is a skinny little twink of a man.
I was saying, while Alex is walking over there, Janice is look to the rest of the party and just quietly. No. Janice tells the rest of the party the stuff she knows about our knight here. Just, no, he's the lowest of knights that you could really be, but he still owns land and has money and power.
Alex looks up to him. Carafa, was it?
So Skeva Carafa, yes, your savior. You are, of course, native of Junitania, I trust?
Savior? Yeah. I have a question for you, Sir Savior.
Oh, I like that title. Van, write that down, Sir Savior.
Oh no!
I like that.
If you would indulge, if you would be so kind to indulge a peasant's question, just to pick your noble brain for a moment.
Us.
Where were you? Where were you 6 months ago? Where were you a year ago? 2 years ago? 3, 5, 10? What were you doing?
while my neighbors starved because they were too afraid to leave their homes. What has kept you so busy that a group as violent and aggressive as them, and he points back to the Mars Militia, is somehow more attractive than your absence? And now you come in here, now you swagger in here with your chins held high and your banners streaming as if your heroes returned from war. Well, let me tell you something, Sir Savior. There was a war, and all of you are deserters. You abandoned your obligations. You have no right to authority here, save but your strength of arms. That doesn't make you noble. That makes you a bunch of thugs. No matter how many names you have. And no one likes a bully.
We got to no matter how many names you have. What was after that?
I think a dramatic pause.
Oh.
Sir Sceva looks at you. He grabs his helmet and takes it off, revealing his. Well, I'll show you the art. Just to remind us of what this Tweety motherfucker looks like. He's. I tried to make him look pompous. He's got the nice, well-oiled mustache. The fucking dipshit haircut. He looks to be in about his 40s, maybe 50s.
I imagine when he lifts his visor, his mustache just kind of pops out and bounces for a moment.
He looks at you, and there's a smile on his face that has no mirth or benevolence behind it. As he hands his helmet to one of his men, and then pulls the gauntlet off his right hand and hands that to the same man. And then looks at his men and says, out of the mouths of babes. And then he backhands you across the face.
Oh, fuck!
At which point, Centurion Corpse immediately charges to your side. The other Mars Militia members don't. They hold their position. But Corpse charges and draws his blade out and is like, you are not touching a single citizen of this town.
I'll say that was enough force behind it. He fell to the ground, but he's getting back up. He's nursing that side of his face now. There it is.
Yes,
the last
there it
recourse
is.
Of a bully.
Yes, there it is. The strength of the nobility. You can either have it at your side, or have it used against you, lad. As for you, century man dead body, go ahead. Try me with your little sword. I carry the lance of Jupiter, and I'd be just delighted to show you what the king of the gods, the emperor of the universe, would like to show the followers of his unruly son. At this point, the doors to the estate of the mayor open, and out steps a harpy girl. Let me introduce a character. Out steps a harpy girl with a mane of unruly feathers for hair, a dopey expression. And she looks at what's going on, somewhat cluelessly, and then lifting up one of her legs to pull something out of her pocket because her wings do not have talons, she produces a scroll, at which she reads, Ahem! Mayor Bovenita would request the presence of the 5 strangers who cleared out the Myrmekalians.
Huh?
I believe that would be us.
Yeah, makes sense. I've never seen any of you before.
In spite of the fact that the Mars Militia are assholes, I kind of feel bad they got line cucked.
Yeah, but I mean,
Like,
they were also sitting and letting the Myrmeclians happen.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say I feel sorry for him. I just said I feel slightly bad.
Sir Skava taps his foot and says, "Excuse me, but we have requested an audience." Oh, yes. She said that she will see both a representative of the Mars Militia and the Emperor's Men later. Right now, she wants to talk to the 5 people who did something.
Oh,
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Skava's face turns red with anger, but Corpse chuckles and says, "Well, she's got a point."
Imagine the look on his face when it's fucking Alex being the one picked up.
Yeah. Cole goes over with Corpse and Alex and just help him like stand up and just run like a healing hand. You know, that like just healing warmth over his face.
Yeah, he just kind of rubs at it absently without breaking eye contact with with the fucking knight.
Yeah, Skava is shooting daggers not at you, but at the harpy that serves as the mayor's messenger. Corpse is giving you all a look of approval, which of course fills you with shame.
Cassidy takes this moment to manifest and look over Watts' face.
Oh shit. Sun gods!
Skava's like, "Oh dear heavens! A spirit!"
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure they'll see you about the same time that my doctor shows up at my place.
"This mayor keeps cursed company," says Skava very loudly for all who could hear.
TT.
Yes?
Is there any like water nearby? Like troughs or anything?
Probably, yeah, why?
Because when he starts to say something like that, Cole points their staff, their stick at the water and like draws it to the staff and then cracks it in the air like a whip.
Yeah, you can do that.
You will not speak ill of my companions.
Where's the dead?
Oh!
Where's the dead?
Oh, they are quite haughty in this town, I must say.
I was a doctor during the plague. I watched what you hid from. I will hear no more words from you. And they
doctors during the plague did such a good job stopping it.
Oh, as if you did any better.
I did a great job. Survived it quite well.
You survived like a coward.
We should get going. The mayor's time is valuable. Yeah.
While all this is going on since I could use my inventory to make a elemental shard, could I use flavor that as like a smoke bomb / flashbang that I could sneak behind the knights and have it go off for us to go inside? Like a stink bomb?
You could, but I feel like that would provoke a fight.
Alright, I was trying to do something like, "Whoa, what's that?" And then go
Which isn't to say I'm not ready for that, but maybe let's let more plot happen before we get into a big fracas.
But hold on to that idea, okay?
Yeah.
The stink bomb idea is really good. He really deserves it.
Yes. Cole leads Alex towards the building and like goes to take Cassidy's hand if she lets them.
She does allow them to take her hand, but she points a free hand at the dude. You know what? Erectile dysfunction. She points at him. Save yourself first.
I don't know what that means.
You will.
One of his squires run up and explain it to him.
You will.
Holy shit!
This dude's gonna be like later in his life. He's gonna be sitting there. It's like,
What does she mean?
Does it have anything to do with why every damsel I keep rescuing wants nothing to do with me?
Oh,
Yeah.
you think this man rescues people?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
But right before we pass through the gates, Alex will kind of turn around, walk backwards. I bid you adieu, Sir Savior.
I love the sound of that is the thing.
I'm going to.
So savior.
the mask stares at him until Alex comes back.
All right. So
That went places.
it did. I knew it would. I wasn't sure where they were going to go, and that was slightly intimidating. But I, it worked out. Let me just finish messing up this map here. All right, and now to get onto the one that I put all you guys onto. You guys are led by the Harpy into the estate of the mayor. It has a well-tended to garden area that you pass through on the way to the actual manor itself. There are some statues, some topiary. It's a little withered, but it's been as well taken care of as is possible. Appearances do matter in the world of politics, especially in the Middle Ages. And maintaining the garden and the appearance of affluence is part of the mayor's job. The harp says, "So, what are your names when I introduce you?"
I'm Leica.
Leica of House.
No house.
Oh, okay. And you are Miss Floaty person?
Cassidy.
Cassidy of House.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Oh.
Aww.
Medicine Wizard? Your name?
Janice.
Janice.
House Crow.
House Crow. Janice Crow. What a lovely name. I have a name like a bird too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my name is Cuckoo.
Aww.
That's pretty. That's pretty.
That is a wonderful name.
Mm-hmm. Cuckoo Pavani. I'm the mayor's assistant. Cuckoos and peafowl, genus name Pavon, are two of Hera's signal animals.
Oh shit! Yeah, that makes sense.
Why? All right, and Goblin Man.
Yeah. Fuck. Sorry.
The voice.
Yeah, I know. Gore.
Gore. That's with 3 R's.
As many as you'd like.
Okay, and you, pretty boy who got hit in the face.
He's got to look at the Harpy, and he's got to think back to the shady wizards who are calling him a prince, that he just has no idea what they're talking about. And instead, he's going to give her the name he has been bearing, Alex. My name is Alex Alighieri.
Alex Alighieri. Wonderful name. All right. Mayor Bovanita Hefor will see you in a second. Can I get you any light refreshments?
Water, please.
Water, wonderful. Anyone else? We have wine too.
Do you have anything spicy?
I'll take a cup.
Did you say anything spicy?
Yes.
Like rum?
Spicy or... I have some cheeses that are seasoned. Some seasoned cheeses.
That would be nice, thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone else?
I'll take a cup of wine.
Cup of wine.
Water would be nice.
Cup of water. All right. That sounds wonderful. Okay, I'll be right back. And Cuckoo scurries off. And before Cuckoo comes back, a pair of doors opens, and emerging out of an office is the mayor of Junotonia. She's a middle-aged woman, and pretty, but also showing her age a bit. Mayor Bovanita Hefor. You can also you can just see like emotional and physical exhaustion written on her wrinkled face as she comes in and says, "All right, so you're the 5 who cleared the Myrmekalians. Miracle Medulla mentioned you. I'm Mayor Bovanita," and she wearily extends a hand for you to shake.
Leica takes it.
So,
Nice to meet you.
I do want to say
you cleared?
this woman is
Yeah?
my spirit animal right here.
I just wanted to draw a woman who looks very matronly, while also being very rich, because this is, Hera's town. She should the leader of it should emulate Hera in some respects.
Yeah.
And then also, I just wanted her to look just fucking exhausted by the shit she's had to deal with.
Yeah, I can see that.
Come to think of it, yeah, it wouldn't be right if the leader of the town dedicated to the MILF goddess was not herself a MILF.
Yep. I may have built her with Christina Hendricks.
So does she look like she looks like she's had a long fucking day.
She looks like she has spent 10 years in a very stressful job, and the stress has not stopped.
Would some of my healing, like, not necessarily, heal her, but like ease her just weariness?
Not really. Like,
I think that's the only kind of weakness that only alcohol can help.
It's not a physical. It's not. It's. There's a physical element to stress, but really, it's just the emotional, psychological toll of managing a town through a fucking plague.
Yeah.
She says, well, you've cleared our roads and made it so that trade can resume, which our town desperately needs, and so I would like to offer you a reward of 1,000 GP / in-game Zenit currency per person, as well as free room and board at the Restful Argus whenever you stay in Junotonia.
We did not clear the Myrmekalians for a reward.
Yes, obviously you did it out of the goodness of your hearts, a trait that is rare in these days and should be rewarded so as to encourage others to find it.
Yeah, because at the very least, if there is a monetary reward for doing good, people will be to doing good even if not for the right reasons.
More to the point, I also have some business that I would like to propose to you.
Thank you, miss.
She slumps down in a chair in the same waiting area. She hasn't put you in the office yet. She's sitting in the waiting area because you're a large group and there's better seating out here. And she's like, the mayor of a town of this size is not supposed to operate solo. There is supposed to be a selection of counselors that help them with the job. And Junotonia had several advisors. I myself was one of them when the plague began. And then the plague started claiming people, including the mayor and most of the other advisors. And I was left to keep the ship afloat, as it were. Managing this town's problems through the plague has been difficult. I'm eternally thankful for my aide, Cuckoo. And at that moment, Cuckoo comes in with everyone's orders. She's hopping on one foot as she balances them between her wings and her other leg. The leg is what's passing them out because it actually has dexterous claws to hold things. And Mayor Bovanita watches this, like, not with worry or concern, but just with a passive acceptance that this is her life now. The fact of the matter is, It has been difficult. And the current situation with these two armies both demanding the town's allegiance when we can barely keep enough food on people's tables to help them through the day is staggering. You lot seem worldly and capable of enough problem solving to figure out how to deal with a bunch of chimeras assaulting people on the road. And that's as good as I think I'm going to get for advisors at the moment. Would you be willing to sit in on a meeting with me and help me consider options of what I can do to protect my people?
Is this meeting going to be with the two?
The jackasses outside, yes.
I was going to say Chucklefuck, but that works too. Chuckle?
All I can imagine is Gore is just grooming his chin. Jackasses.
I was tempted several times, so I didn't pop it.
We have to hold them hostage. It's like, do not move on us, or the goats get it.
I understand your request.
Well, we're going to be. Like is going to confer with the rest. We're going to be in town for a few days anyway, so no sense in denying.
And we have kind of already put ourselves into the situation. I don't think it would be wise to just drop it now.
And also, at the very least, one of the two factions will value what we have to say. The other we
that is true.
The others we've.
It was a bridge that I gladly burned because it's not worth crossing.
I was gonna wait to burn it, but it's gonna, and probably burn it in more dramatic fire, but but that's where the bridge we're at now.
Are we stepped away from her for a second?
I imagine we're all huddling.
You can. It's like, yeah, okay, talk amongst yourselves, I suppose. And she's like, Cuckoo, some wine? And Cuckoo nods.
If we sit in on it, we might learn more about what they're doing.
That's true. Part of me is of low noble birth. We didn't hide away. I went out to become a doctor. That should tell you about how my family viewed things, but that meant I have some memories of dealing with some nobles. They're not worth it. Unless they're the kind...
they were, just that
I know.
She was gonna wait and then burn.
Yeah, I know, but the Janice giving their possession.
This is why I never got into politics. I never know what my father saw in it. Oh well. Why didn't just burn people, blow up stuff? Don't know why he didn't.
Squints behind the mask. I'm sorry.
What? Oh, he taught me how to use fireworks before, which never mind. That's another story. But
who are your parents?
Just
for that matter, who are your parents? Looks over to Alex.
As far as Leica knows, her mom was a monster hunter, and her father was into politics, and it just had a very boring political life.
Yeah, but this is Janice's reaction because two of you have some mysterious heritages. You're a Cambion. He was called a prince.
Listen, the most compelling thing to know about my parents is that I have one grandparent on one side's a demon, and one grandparent on the other side is also a demon.
Is it odd for Cambions to find each other and actually get married and such? TT?
No, it is not. Cambions often find each other through both supernatural bullshit and also just a natural desire to have someone who knows their pain. And in fact, clowns in particular are well known for being able to find each other in vast quantities. In fact, often when you think an area can only hold so many clowns, there's at least twice that number.
I mean, if you check the sewers, you could probably find a whole community of clowns down there.
There are like specific species of cambions whose like feeding habits kind of require them to have separate territories. But for in general, I'd say it's quite common for cambions to find others of their kind and congregate because hey, at least you know what I'm going through.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to roll an insight, Janice, you can, or like.
Yes, actually. Janice has come like has already been like, okay, I can't let anything bad happen to those people, but also is
and like I think we'll roll just a discretion check. So, like she's not trying to hide; she just doesn't like indulge.
She doesn't like her stuff being looked into.
Especially given the role she has a complex about that. So
yeah, insight. Hiya.
All right, so.
Oh my god! You beat me by 1! Alright, I can't read you. Fuck, by 1! God damn it!
You rolled really high though, Jesus.
Yeah, because my soft stats are what's good with
Same with mine. We both rolled. We had a D10 off.
Yeah, but like.
Although given how high that was, I will tell you that. Is like. Very hard to read, but you can tell like there's some insecurity there to why she doesn't talk about like how she downplays like at least her mother's side of things. But she totally 100% believes that her
dad is just a politician.
Like he was like maybe he was a noble, maybe he all he ever said it was oh dear, it was just only in the politics. That's how I know how to do fireworks for like parades and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay.
No, and basically her saying is like trying to do something more with that is more some gremlin energy that she's aware that the apple how close the apple's fallen to the tree.
Yeah.
She's not aware of that.
You can't see their face, but there's a bit of a on their face.
To answer your question, since you also directed that towards me.
Yeah.
Alex is going to look at you. My father was Agathos Alighieri. My mother was Cassandra Alighieri. They were farmers.
God?
Yeah?
Do those names, like, do those sound like just farmer names, or...
You have never heard of anyone by the last name Alighieri before.
Okay, cool.
So that sounds like a peasant name.
Okay. I suppose that makes sense. Who's you mentioned your aunt, right?
Yes.
Who is your aunt?
Aunt Miranda.
Who is she? I mean, this should happen later. I'm sorry.
Let's say we have a. But
I think we should
say yes. We said it in the meeting. I say yes.
I say yes as well. Gore,
I also say yes.
All right. Gore.
I will not take part in this. However, I will stand beside and support.
You don't want to take part?
No, it's far too much responsibility for me.
We've kind of gotten ourselves involved already.
I wish to ask, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a permanent position?
She has a huge wedge of cheese in her mouth as you talk to her because she's been just sitting while you guys are in a group huddle.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Take your time.
Sorry. No. I assume you have things you wish to do.
Yes.
It would simply be to help me through this meeting. I mean, if you want to stay, yeah, sure. Your help's deeply needed. But I don't mean to impose. Certainly, we'll be able to find people who have for a permanent advisory role when Junitonia gets back on its feet. For now, I just need some level worldly heads to bounce ideas off of on how to deal with these violent morons at my gates.
I understand.
Have you heard anything from Minervans?
I have a cousin who lives there. I haven't written to her in a while. I think a trader from there came around about 7 months ago. It would be lovely to reconnect with that city. There's always been bright minds in Minervans, but I imagine they're dealing with whatever problems have assailed them since the plague.
Can't see the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Which is the benefit of the mask. Thank you.
I
believe
also willing to help you with this. I don't think anyone should be alone in a room with those two.
Well, it's deeply appreciated.
Our friend here, Gore, you want to sit out of it?
I will stand by and make sure all parties play by the rules.
All right.
If they give you any trouble, just give the nod.
Gore.
Yes.
So, I just try a weird question, and I guess this would go for you and TT. Like, you not wanting to take part in this, does that seem just like a personal, like, you don't want to do it thing? Or does this seem more like Faye not wanting to get involved in human bullshit?
You could ask.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's the thing about characters in a story. They can talk to each other.
Yeah.
People on Tumblr and Twitter complain about it not happening all the time.
Hole is a little, like,
Sorry.
suspicious of everybody.
You're trying to think if this is a cultural thing or if it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
I get you.
Gore,
Hmm?
could I ask you a question?
Of course.
Do you not want to take part of this because it's something you don't want to do, or is there some kind of Fae court related issue?
Oh no, Fae have meddled in the affairs of others countless times. This is entirely my choice.
TT.
Good,
Sorry. You guys finished
good
now.
to know, Gore. Thank you. I hope that was not too much. Prying
Shakes
too much.
his head.
TT.
Completely fine.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, every time people stop us, I think they're done.
Yeah.
It's like,
It takes a
continues, like, damn it!
it takes a second for me to build the voice, so I usually
Yeah,
either
That's fair. I
interrupt
just don't
or
want to
get
step
it.
on any toes, so I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I can add in.
No, it's fine. It's just it takes just a hot second, so I either interrupt people or get interrupted. It's fine.
That's alright.
It's fine.
Would Leica know if it's a good idea to put the mayor, given their proximity, mayor in contact with Puck?
You would know that the fairy courts of Mediterra have exhibited a healthy respect of the nobility and the leadership of mortals, and have not tried to interfere. Like, Mediterra has a very amicable relationship between the Fae and humanity compared to the other countries. In part because Emperor Oberon and Empress Titania, who ruled since the time of antiquity, are, as fair folk royalty go, or were, as fair folk royalty go, since they're both dead now, incredibly mellow and compassionate people. And when they did interfere with the lives of mortals, it was always with benevolent intention. Often on a very like even on a very minor personal scale, there are many lovers who worked out their problems because of some well-needed, if bizarre, meddling by the fairy court. So, getting Puck in contact with a mortal leader, even a mayor who is technically beneath the level of nobility, but about as close to it as the peasantry gets, wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea, especially since the Dreamwoods do have close proximity to Junitonia, and the city of Vestia, or the town of Vestia. Well, Mercurio is, it's not really a very large town. It wouldn't be able to offer much other than just, being able to get the word out to travelers. But Vestia is a fairly sizable town, and it has a lot of people who grow and make food. So uniting those three could make a very strong alliance of neutral cities.
I might have a solution to any immediate martial problems you might have, Madam Mayor, if I might impose.
She raises an eyebrow and says, "By all means."
We came from Mercurio, and in our travels from Junitonia, we came across the Dreamwoods, wherein we helped out another group therein of what remains of the Fey Courts of Mediterra prior to our arrival in Junitonia.
And this actually pulls her out of her general exhausted funk, and because she starts to look very intrigued, and maybe just a little bit enchanted the way a kid is when they hear a story, or an adult when they hear a story they loved as a child.
Sadly, from where it was also hit by the plague, and thus certain changes have happened. But its current leader, we helped out a great deal, and theoretically, if we could put you two into contact with each other, and with Vestia, the three groups could probably form a bit of a coalition, perhaps?
The mayor thinks about this. She's like,
that would probably be very good for trade as well.
I never thought to reach out to the fairy courts. Normally we allow them to rule their land and they allow us to rule ours, and we just agree to ignore each other, but in this times of crisis, they could be a valuable ally.
And
solidarity is a strength in these.
Especially with these two factions outside warring for your attention.
I'm intrigued by the proposition. I don't know what I can invest into it, but I'm open.
That's something that can be figured out amongst equals, instead of idiots vying for power.
This would be a meeting of the minds between both of you, as opposed to.
If you can organize it, I'm willing to meet whatever representative the Dreamwoods can send.
Well, it's a good.
And Vestia too, you said.
We have not been to Vestia yet, but given its close proximity to the Dreamwoods, and it's also independent street.
If we could unite, that could be a powerful formation.
It would give pause to some aggression.
Cuckoo pokes right and says, the armored gentlemen outside are getting a bit restless, ma'am.
All right. We'll figure out how to placate the two, and then we'll go on to send an envoy to the Dreamwoods. Out of character. It's a good thing we have a good way to immediately fast travel right back to there, don't we, Raven?
Oh yeah,
that's true.
We could also just send a message, because I have a feeling they'd probably be very acceptable of a spoony little scarecrow lady.
Oh, that's right. We also have a crystal ball.
We can do any of these, honestly.
Yeah. We are a group of magic folk. We have
Also,
a...
I imagine Puck would at least have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
He might.
He's probably looted it from somewhere.
Hold on.
His
Anyway,
former
yes.
castle home.
I think...
You know what
I
it
think
is?
you're ready.
Puck's gonna be wandering to the empty castle all sad, and then he hears a ringtone somewhere and spends the next half hour trying to figure out what the ringtone is.
Oh my god!
What's
Oh my
that?
god! Oh no, I shouldn't say this. TT wants to avoid any kind of drama related to that. Never mind. I'll just send it to T2.
Ring,
Oh.
ring. Plus, we also looks. If we do have a crystal ball, we can also just ring him up.
Presuming he has one of his own, though. Perhaps
Well,
because he is a fairy, he can answer it differently.
It's worth a shot.
Ring, ring.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
What would Puck's ringtone be?
Oh, clearly it's got to be a song from David Bowie.
The man who sold the world.
All right. I think we're ready, ma'am.
All right. Send the idiots in.
Although, at the very least, I confirmed the Mars militia itself. The leader of this battalion seems to be a very reasonable sort. Can't say the same as the rest of the group, but
Centurion Corpse and Sir Skeva Carafa are both trying to enter before each other, and they get stuck in the double doors for a moment Corpse's like spiked pauldrons accidentally bore into the door frame, and the mayor just puts her head in her hands as finally the two burst in, and Corpse is like, I'm sorry about the scratches. We can fix those. And Skeva says, send your birdie woman for some wine, wouldn't you? I'm parched. Cuckoo, could you get the man some wine? Right away, ma'am. Cuckoo's out and returns with a bottle of wine, unopened. Our finest vintage, sir. And Skeva grabs it, bites the cork out with his teeth, and proceeds to put his lips over the neck of the bottle and take a drink. At which point he immediately spits it out onto the carpet, making a stain, and tosses the wine bottle onto the floor and says, Horseswill! Boy! And he snaps his fingers, and a squire shows up and says, get some wine from our stores. I cannot drink the piss this woman has for us.
Oh my god!
Hold on.
God, the urge when he was deep throating that bottle to just shove it down his throat. It was there.
Oh, the urge is right now is to fucking smack him in the fucking head with the bottle. My god!
I have a plan that reminds me of Scatha. DMTT it.
Corpse looks at the bottle of wine and gives just a murderous glare at Skeva before bowing to the mayor and saying, it is a pleasure to finally see you, madam. I am Centurion Corpse of the Mars Militia, and I am Sir Skeva Carafa, a person of actual importance, unlike this trumped-up peasant. And Mayor Bovanita looks at them both and says, well, it's a pleasure to have you both in my office.
God, the will to say that.
You have similar proposals, which is why I would like to have you give them at the same time, so I may compare what is being offered. Centurion Corpse, she says, trying to hide her confusion at why a person would be named that, and failing.
There's a ghost in the room, it's fine.
You are from the Mars Militia. Yes, we are an organization of citizens of Mediterra who have seen the negligence, and he gives a pointed look at Sir Sceva, of the Imperial class in managing this crisis, and recognized that Mediterra needs a change. We have looked to the founding of our country from the days of antiquity, when the 10-year war united us, a empire of conquering kings and heroes, warriors all, and have decided to return to those roots in honor of the war god Mars, who will usher us into a new golden age. I come here on behalf of General Dirt. We of the Mars Militia take on names befitting the status of the common rabble. None of us are of the noble class. We care about the common folk. We care about you, Mayor, and especially the citizens of Junotonia. For Mars has always been a faithful son, and as your town honors the Queen of the Gods, so we would honor you as her son honors her. And by honor, you mean protect you with sword and shield. Provided Junotonia swears fealty to the Mars Militia and agrees to house our soldiers, we shall protect you from all harm. All right. Sir Sceva. Well, what protection this peasant rabble can offer surely cannot compare with that provided by the finest and most well-equipped knights of the Empire. I mean, I know this man has appeared to you in his best peasant rags at the moment, but you should have seen the suit of armor he had. That armor was made in the fashion of the heroes of antiquity. Yes, those beloved fairy tale heroes of antiquity. And a bunch of incestuous louts who can't keep their dicks in their pants. I represent the modern sort of hero, the sort that fought in the wars of conquest of ages past. You know, not the peasant rabble who merely died in such affairs. Jepitome and the Imperial Remnant within is strong. We have weathered the plague quite well. And we have all the finest arms and armaments of the pre-plague society. Junotonia has always been a sister city to us. And we would love to restore that relationship. Keep you as our beloved sister and wife, in a sense. To hold you, to protect you, and to make sure that you do not fall into, he looks at Centurion Corpse with a visible scoff, unworthy hands. Well, they are both such lovely offers. And what happens if I refuse? Oh, if you refuse our offer, ma'am, well, we are preparing to reclaim the Empire by the necessary force. And since Junotonia is such a valued ally, should you, ma'am, not a true mayor, just an interim mayor, decide to make the fabulously stupid mistake of rejecting our warm embrace, I believe we'll put your head on a pike and drive your people to the wall until they remember their plays. Okay, and the Mars Militia? We would never... Dear Lord, we would never violently attack the city of the Mother Goddess. But wars are to come. And at some point, we do aim, he looks at Sir Sceva, to claim the entirety of the Mediterranean Empire, including all those who resist. And while we would not purposely try to harm Junotonia, the fact remains that you share a border with Jupitami. And he looks very pointedly at his rival in the room. And Jupitami is going to fall. And when it does, I cannot guarantee the safety of Junotonia if it is not protected by the men of the Mars Militia. At this point, the squire returns with a bottle of wine, which again Sceva opens with his teeth, takes a drink, and then hands to the mayor. Here, have some decent wine for a change. Maybe you'll recognize your place and things. She narrows her eyes and says, well, thank you both. I have a very important decision to make. I would request that your two factions, if you are to remain in my city, behave in a gentlemanly manner until my decision is made. Of course, ma'am, says Centurion Corpse. Behaving in a gentlemanly manner comes naturally to me. I'm nobility.
You did spit on the floor.
Oh, I'm sorry, peasant. Were you speaking? Good day, Mayor Bovanita. And then he looks at you five and says, I'd like to talk to you, interesting individuals, if you would come to me at this address. And he hands a slip to Alex before swaggering out of the room. Centurion Corpse watches him go and looks at the mayor and says, I apologize for his rudeness and for hurting the door. I do hope we can come to an amicable solution. And he gives a bow and leaves the room.
Out of morbid curiosity, I will check the slip of paper.
It lists a manor that, address-wise, having looked over Junotonia last session, you realize comes from one of the sections of the town that isn't blocked off, but is empty because everyone there is dead.
Oh, he just fucking moved into people's houses?
He literally just set up camp in a dead family's manor. The mayor heaves a heavy sigh, pours a glass of the wine bottle she was just given, and downs the glass in a remarkably short amount of time.
That's good. I'm tempted to try to spike it with laxatives. He wouldn't know what happened till later. What happened? That being said, from the sound of it, no matter which side you choose is going to piss off and turn the other to aggressor. But, however, at least very least, Corpse will realize your strategic position at the very least. So, forming a neutral coalition seems like the only real option. At least that, or
the fairies.
We're going to have to prepare to fight one of them no matter what we do.
Yes.
We can potentially convince the Mars Militia to leave us alone while forming our own third faction, but that requires a significant amount of muscle.
Well, oh God, how much further is it to the dragon?
Quite a ways away.
Vulcan, yeah, that's a ways away.
Yeah, like you're right here, and the dragon's right here.
In terms of manpower, how is Jupitami? I know Jupitami has the armor and the.
I don't know.
Advantage, but
within the first year of the plague, they closed all their doors and they have not opened except to occasionally send scouting parties out recently. No one knows what's going on in there. They rarely, if ever, accept visitors.
Maybe we could have 14 do a flyby.
It'd be shut down. They have their own wizards, probably.
Do you have any? Yes, that's likely.
We have a plan to pacify the Mars militia, but that's a very long-term prospect.
Yeah.
It is common knowledge that the Emperor's dead, right? Or at least
it's a common rumor.
Okay.
And like what orders have come out of Jupitamy have come from the acting Emperor, so it's pretty safe to assume the rumor is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they may be trying to put on a very brave face. It's like, see, everything's fine and dandy.
Is it possible that they survived the plague mostly unscathed, TTA, in that tower, and their hold up? Where is it?
Here's the thing. Even though they had big castle walls, even though they quarantined pretty quickly, they didn't quarantine quickly enough to make sure that there was no one with the plague within the walls.
Okay.
And the Red Death is vicious. It spreads fast. And there's a very good chance Jupitamy locked itself in and a lot of people inside died and had nowhere to go.
I'm not convinced that they're unscathed by the plague.
There's no such thing as someone unscathed by the plague.
Agreed.
That being said, it's just one town, even if they did have the entire...
I mean, it's a city. It's a very large city.
It's a single city, but...
They would have garrisons. They would have wizards. They would have age-old... I mean, it's the capital city of the Empire. It's Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Even scoured by the plague, there would at the very least be enough weapons and armor there to make a formidable fighting force.
Yeah.
Maybe not as formidable as they'd like yet, but formidable.
TT.
Yeah.
So we fixed the Formecleons, and the Formecleon was healthy.
Yes.
Can the Formecleon reproduce?
Yes. And probably some of the Myrmekalians are capable of breeding at this point too.
There's a look of like, oh yeah, right, mask. Mayor.
Yes.
I have a strange proposition for you.
A second one, all right. I'm open. This is exactly why I wanted you here. Oh, go.
The Myrmekalians that we cleared out.
Yes.
We did not kill them because they were only hostile because
Miracle Medulla did mention something about healing them. I wasn't entirely sure. I'm not a wizard myself, so I wasn't entirely sure what that meant.
They were imperfect chimera, so the halves of them were not melded correctly and was causing each half pain and discomfort and eventual death. With Miracle Medulla's help, we fixed them. We helped them survive.
And that's what pacified them?
Yes. We figured out how to pass along pheromones that mark you as a friend. They marked me, and I motioned them to mark more. We will likely be able to produce more, if not just by the Myrmekalian showing them who to and not to mark, and who to mark with enemy pheromones.
And likewise, we also have pheromones that
mark you as dead.
What they deem a corpse, so they can also be used to move corpses.
All right, you're throwing words that I'm not entirely capable of understanding. But am I correct in saying that you're suggesting we use an army ant monsters.
I am suggesting that maybe you incorporate them into Junitonia. It would take a little bit of doing, but with the healthy Firmecleon and Miracle Medulla's knowledge, it's possible you could mark Junitonia as their home and the people in it. It wouldn't be an intelligent fighting force, but it would still be allies in a sense, and they are actually quite friendly if you are amongst their family.
That, as well as if we can get in contact with Dream. Speaking of, Alex, can I borrow the crystal ball?
Oh, yes, here. Oh, did Alex have it, or did I have it?
I did.
It's Alex's, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. He will procure the crystal.
Alright, how do you work this?
And so, like,
talk?
the Firmecleon itself, how much does that count for, like, firepower?
It's a very large and powerful chimera. All the ferocity and physical strength of an ant combined with the ferocity and might and predatory intellect of a lion.
So, like, the Firmecleon itself would probably be just kind of a terror on a battlefield?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be, like, impervious, it could be killed, but it would be a dangerous opponent, and given how things worked out, the offspring would probably take after the Formicalean more than the Myrmecaleans.
Okay. I'm not
It's fun saying those words over and over again, one after another.
Yeah, oh my god, GT, why did you do this?
Don't blame me, blame mythology.
I'm not suggesting we take these creatures that we saved and turn them into an army. I'm suggesting you incorporate them into your town, work with them, and that would just bolster your position.
That, as well as if you can form alliance with what's left of the fairy court of Oberon Titania.
Agreed. That's just more and more cards on your table.
Jupitamy doesn't know the exact strength of as we don't know the exact strength of Jupitamy. Jupitamy doesn't know the exact strength of the fairy court either.
Or these Myrmecleans that kept the roads closed.
There's a Cyclops who lives on the outskirts of town. My predecessor exiled her. Do you think she might be willing to become a citizen?
I don't.
She seems fairly.
She seems
an ogre of formidable strength would also be, even of advanced age, would be an asset, and it's not the time for petty prejudices at this point. We need to band together.
I could go gather her if she would like to come. Maybe the Firmecleon and Myrmecleons too.
Seems like a solid enough plan. We have to act quickly, but you have my authority as interim mayor to extend these olive branches to allies.
Meanwhile,
you're going to communicate with the Dreamwoods?
Like is in the currently process trying to oh, here we go.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take Cassidy with me just because Cassidy can't be very far. Does anyone else want to come with me to get the ogre and the?
I mean, you could stay here to hear the call.
But we want to do it quickly.
Okay, you're trying to call Puck on the crystal ball. It takes a while, but eventually the image inside the interior of the crystal swirls like mist, and a face appears. It's not Puck's. It's a humanoid but somewhat alien face with two main multifaceted eyes with three smaller eyes over each main eye, sort of in a curl vaguely resembling eyebrows, with jet black hair and pale gray chitinous skin. And the figure squints and opens its mouth to reveal its pinching fangs, and says, "This is Cobweb. Who is calling Seneschal Puck?"
Like a Thornwood, we helped up your people a few days ago.
Oh, yes. Puck mentioned you when I returned to the forest. What news do you have?
We have recently gotten in contact with the mayor of Junitonia, who Junitonia is also in dire straits, and I figured it might be helpful for both of you to be put in contact with one another.
Another face peers in. It's another humanoid face with more vespoid features. There's a pair of antennae sticking out, and it has sort of like pink and yellow hair. And it says, "Who's that, Cobb?" It's like, "It's Immortal." Talking about mayors? Ooh, Mortal Politics. Hello, Peas Blossom. What's going on with Mortal Politics?
Oh my god!
It just
Like
sounds very
TV
much
for
like,
them.
ooh, what? Yeah. What's on?
Yes, we're very interested in the Mortal Politics.
Long story short, there's two factions trying to take over the town, and
Oh, they're having a war. Oh no. Mustard Seed, get in here. And then another face.
Can I be forwarded to Seneschal Puck?
Yeah, okay, we should get him. Okay. Mustard Seed, go back, get Puck. Oh, but I want to hear about the politics. We're all gonna hear about the politics. Get Puck.
Amazing! I love them.
And she says, before Puck gets back, are there any scandals? Any juicy scandals?
Leica looks over. Leica leans over. What's the current hottest scandal in town right now?
We're on hold. And you know what fairies are like when they're bored.
And eventually Puck comes in. Hello?
Hello.
Yep. Hi, Leica. I didn't expect to hear from you so soon.
Yeah, no. We recently we're in Junitonia right now. It's currently going in a similar crisis to what the Dreamwoods were going through.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and I figured that it might be beneficial if you were to get in contact with the leader of the town to form a joint venture together.
Puck
Should you be so?
Puck thinks about that and he's like, I wouldn't have thought about it, but it's a time of crisis. It does make sense to make what friends we can, even if we're from different worlds. I've been reaching out as you suggested, and I have found other Fae in need of help assistance. We do have a small army of boogeymen I could send to Junitonia, and Cobweb, you can't go, correct? No. Peas Blossom, do you mind taking on a mortal form for a bit? Fine. I will send you Peas Blossom. She's a member of Empress Titania's court, similar to me in rank.
Oh, shit, okay.
Listen,
Do
she
we
just
want to
took
like
one
put
out.
him on with the mayor while we have him?
Would you like to speak with the leader to leader?
Of course. I am just a seneschal.
And she's the interim mayor, so you're both in a similar position.
All right. The two begin talking, describing their respective situations. And immediately you notice they have an odd chemistry.
Hell yeah!
I mean, both of them are interim leaders they're only leaders because their bosses bid it.
You hear a lot of laughter and eventually a lot of warmth returning to their voices when, till now, you've heard a lot of worry. Oh my god, they were political allies. Quote Scott.
Political allies.
Thank you, Kelly.
God damn it.
And there was only one country.
And it ends with Puck saying, my men will be there within the night. I promise. Thank you. We deeply appreciate it.
So, Janice ran off to go get the ogre and Merbeclians. Did anyone come with them?
You took Cassidy.
Yeah, because I carried Cassidy's board. I don't think she has much of a choice. Did anyone else come?
I guess Score will go with, in case they need to vamoose quickly.
Yeah. Did you intend for that? Yeah, did you intend that to happen?
Absolutely fucking not. This is not an outcome I anticipated, but I'm having fun riffing with it.
Hell yeah, that's part of the fun.
Yes.
You ended up with a new ship you never intended again.
Yes, this is true.
Puck and a tired old mayor.
I mean, very similar positions.
It's a
Yeah,
tired old
Managers
Faye.
who had to become the big boss.
yeah.
And kind
Two
of
followers
fucking
who had
hate
to
it.
become the leader.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
All right,
is this why my boss was always grumpy?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right. You go to Grammy Thulsatea's house. She is, when you find her, she has rebuilt her garden, and she's built pens for all the like proper pens, not refurbished cow pens for all the Myrmekalians. And you see that they've actually built a sort of ant hill near her house. And she's got lots, she's converting the barn into a jerked meat locker essentially, so that she can make sure she can feed them. When she sees you all coming, she's like, "Oh, hello, dearies."
Hello, Granny.
Yes. I might not be able to do her voice perfectly right now because my higher register is a little savage still from my cold, but we'll do our best.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm not built for running. Oh.
It's all right. Take your time. Do you need some sweet tea?
No, the sweets I think would be worse with my dry throat.
Okay.
I told you to bring water.
Okay, all right. I ate too much cheese. It's all the twink in me. No. Oh no! I am part twink. Holy shit! Oh no! I don't know how to. Thanks, Callie. Fuck. I'm half twink. Oh,
I'm a twink on my mother's side.
Half twink and half girl failure.
And a twink boy on my father's side.
You're also half dehydrated. I keep telling you to take breaks.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's time sensitive. Granny, the town of Junitonia has an offer.
Oh.
They want you back.
Well, I don't think I can move the farm further away.
No, they want you in town.
And her one eye opens wide. What?
The mayor there's a new mayor. She is tired of all these petty racial squabbles. And she wants you with them. They are currently dealing with issues and they want you close. They want you with them.
You are? She would be an elder of the community.
Yeah. You would. Yeah, it's true. Holy shit. She might become part of the council. Yeah. She doesn't care for these petty racial squabbles that have happened before, especially not in these trying times. The Junitonia is in danger.
Closer. We could have some visits and they could see my kitties.
Yes, actually, that too. They want the kitties to come with you, along with the big kitty.
Why?
They want all of you. They want all of you to become part of the town.
You're not pulling old Grammy's leg, are you?
No, I absolutely not.
All right, I'll start packing. Kiddies, we're moving. We're moving to town. The Myrmekalians do not understand that.
Can I go to the Firmeklian?
I mean, they
Cool.
should understand moving the hive.
Oh, ma'am, do you have any water?
Of course, dearie. And there's literally like a well right next to where you're.
Cool. She'll take off her mask and drink from the well. That's better. What did we name the Firmeklian? Oh man, you wrote down the name.
Oh shit! It was in the old.
Name the big one Beatrice.
Yes, I named the big one Beatrice. That's right. I named her after my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I named one Michelle.
One was named Marilyn. Chitters
Michelle.
is the one that's
Chitters, Michelle, Marilyn, Mandy. There's a lot of M's.
yes. Chitters is my companion. Beatrice was the big one because she named that one because kinship. She'll take some water, take a second to catch your breath. Don't let me do that again, you two.
I tried not to let you do it again the first time.
Then she'll head towards Beatrice. Beatrice, are you over here?
Yeah, she's there. Yeah, she's there.
She's gonna go over and give her some pets.
Mm-hmm.
Beatrice, you and your siblings, children, you and the others are being offered to come into the town and become a part of it. You're moving your hive there. Does that sound good to you?
It does the ant equivalent of a shrug, and accepts this as the state of things, and begins, shaking its ass and antennae. At which point, the other Myrmekalians pick up and begin, moving their, packing up and moving their things as ants would do.
Okay. Do I see Chitters?
Yeah, you see Chitters.
I'm gonna go over to Chitters.
Yeah. You get your animal companion as per your class feature.
Yay! She goes over and she starts scritching it, Chitters and everything. Oh, good to see you again, Chitters. I think she goes to leave, not expecting Chitters to follow.
And Chitters follows. And it's adorable.
Yay! Oh, it's cute. They're so cute. These horrible little chimera. I love them.
Did you adopt the only one that doesn't have an M name?
I think so.
It's also Beatrice.
Oh, well, yeah, Beatrice is the Firmeklian, the rest are Myrmeklians, so...
She also does not have a name.
I would have adopted Beatrice if it was possible, but I feel like Beatrice is probably too powerful to be an animal companion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, is there anything else we need to do here?
I don't think so.
Oh, thanks, voice from heaven.
You're welcome. And at that, Harpy flies away. Not Cuckoo, a different Harpy. There's going to be a lot of Harpies in this campaign.
I guess we wait for Vianney to come out and be ready before we head back. So nothing happens on the way, and we can calm anyone down who sees this parade.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Pink elephants on parade.
So is this episode just basically getting Prince Slim as sheriff?
Kinda.
The only good ending to that quest.
Okay, so you bring a Cyclops and a bunch of Myrmekalians to town. And the Myrmekalians are kind of leading the Cyclops' house.
Oh my god.
They're just
moving
carrying the
it.
whole house. Like,
'Cause, I mean, they've got ant-like strength, so yeah, they're
Yeah.
carrying the whole house, and they do set it down on an empty lot, and Thulsatia finally gets to move in and be with her neighbors.
Oh yeah.
All right, isn't that wonderful?
Did the mayor mention how long ago she was exiled?
It was during the reign of her predecessor, the actual mayor of Junatonia, who is now dead of plague.
Either shortly
that's okay.
before, during the plague.
Yeah.
Would
Probably
you
like
to
when Thulsatia moved to Junatonia, she was basically just kicked out of at the gate and sent to live on the outskirts.
And come to think of it, given her lifespan, it was probably like more than 10 years ago. But like, given her lifespan, the sting must feel like it was only yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go see how they did with the Puck.
Well, Puck said he's sending his forces, and they'll be there by nightfall.
That, but Janice ran off before that conversation happened.
Yeah.
That is Janice to the other two. So let's go find out how that went.
They were political allies, you say?
They were political allies.
Well, if the session had a name, that's what it would be.
You heard them, Callie.
Doesn't every exhausted MILF deserve a David Bowie frogman?
Yes. Yes, they do.
Oh God, he is the currently reigning Goblin King.
Yeah.
There's a reason I designed him after Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie.
How do people react to this?
Initially, there's like a bit of nervousness and just general like people staring in like wide-eyed fascination as this giant and these strange cat monsters, some of which were menacing people on the road not too long ago, enter town. But as Belladonna, who has been in town for a while, waves, and they see you guys with them, and you guys are the ones who cleared the road, and they also see how like the wandering members of the Mars militia and the Emperor's men also look a little nervous.
Ooh, good.
The townspeople calm down a bit.
Good.
And realize that this may be some well-needed muscle.
Also, the first thing these people want to see is just a house moving closer to town.
Yeah.
I just imagine they see all this monster parade crock up. Like, we don't know how to feel about this, and they see the armored guys' nerves. Like, never mind, we're fine.
And then at nightfall, the fucking out of the woods.
There's this one person just looking out their window. It's like, it's just like the prophecy said. It's like, because that seems like something straight out of Macbeth. It's like, yes, when a house crawls back into town.
When a house crawls from the desert, shall Junatonia truly know safety.
When the house crawls, the eye of an age moves, something like that.
I'm sure some older folks who remember is like, oh, hey, Grandma's back.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we head back to the mayor.
All right. You guys head back to the mayor. You reconvene with the rest of the group.
There's now a giant antlion with us.
Yep. There's the mayor seeing the beginning of what could be a fighting force. She seems resolved.
Cuckoo, could I have some cheese for Chitters?
Absolutely. And like a real cat, Chitters fucking loves cheese.
For some reason, mine doesn't.
A lot of cats do. They can go crazy for cheese.
Every cat has their own special diagnosis of autism.
It's not good for them, but they can go crazy for it.
Yeah, my cat
I will get Chitters a little bit of salami.
I miss cheese.
Oh. This is one of the Myrmeklians, ma'am, that has followed me.
And she looks at Chitters, and she sort of cautiously reaches out to pet its mane. And Chitters, does the ant thing with its antenna, and sort of getting, remembering what you've had it do with other friendly-seeming creatures that don't have the pheromones on, begins to sort of like rub its pheromones on the mayor.
Oh, yay!
Well, the others will know. Right.
And Mayor Bovanita smiles and says, "This is why we need advisors."
I have a suggestion.
By all means.
Maybe the ogre could become part of the Elder Council?
She blinks and says, she has, by all accounts, been around for quite a while. I imagine she would have very good counsel to give.
I know that not all of this is unorthodox, but we live in unorthodox times.
We are living in very unorthodox times. And if it keeps me from having to capitulate to violent thugs, I will gladly take whatever help I can get from whatever avenues possible.
So now what?
Puck's forces should be arriving by nightfall.
Okay, good. We should, when we can, get to Vestia and see about adding them to this triumvirate.
Oh, you have to stay in town for a few more days, but
That's true. Do you think we could? Do you think that between our party and the Fae folk that we could keep them at least at bay for a few days before we go to Vestia?
Depends on how many Fae Puck can send, but he said he was sending some big ones.
Even the
Puck
appearance,
has, if I'm remembering correctly.
even the appearance of might is better than none.
Also, judging by the Sir Dipshit's armor, it doesn't look like he's actually seen like combat, has he? What?
He's probably had a lot of sparring, but if he had any actual like life or death combat experience, it would have been 10 years ago or more.
It also would, it would also show on the armor. Like you can gussy up armor, but like used armor, is visible.
His armor right now is fresh and decorative because he's supposed to be convincing people to join his side.
Having multiple suits of armor was also very common for nobility. This is my battle armor, my nice armor.
There's my decorative armor for formal gatherings. There's my jousting armor, which is super flamboyant. There's my battle armor. And sometimes, like, there's my mounted battle armor and my unmounted battle armor.
Do we want to go talk to Sir Erectile Dysfunction?
I am curious what he wants. It might be a trap.
Any information is good information.
My thoughts as well. I do not think they would attempt to kill us in town. That would, even for a stupid noble, that's dumb.
Even if they tried, we could be gone in a second.
Oh, that's right. You can do that movement thing.
Nods.
Alex, are you comfortable with this?
I'm not interested, man has to say.
Fair enough.
But I'm not.
No one is.
Yeah, we just want to hear what he has.
I would be a poor friend to not back you up.
No, Alex. Keeping yourself away from something unpleasant is not being bad for friend.
Can I
Oh,
pause
God,
for a
I'm
quick
making-
minute so I just need to go do something?
Oh, cool. Yeah, if you're chat. Oh God, I'm making friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, I guess. Oh God, I'm making friends.
I think I'm finally starting to figure out what I want to do with Cassidy's personality.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Giving
I
her a
think-
gun.
I think Janice's desire for companionship is really starting to come through.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, Cassidy is quiet and soft-spoken, but just has upsurges of passion.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense for a ghost. It's almost like she's like reserving her strength for when she needs it. Alex Gore, Cassidy.
Huh?
Are we friends now?
Yes?
I would think so.
I would like to think so.
Will we still be friends after I'm split apart?
I'd like to think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that'll affect my memories.
If
I
so,
can't
then we'll
even
make
begin
new
to imagine.
memories.
There are
What?
worse things. Becoming a friend all over again.
Exactly. We'll just make me new memories then.
Oh. I won't be the same. Neither of me.
Well, when you think about it, no one's ever really the
Change.
We're all changing
is-
and always growing.
Indeed.
But this is.
It can be. It
What
can
was
be
that,
like
Cassie?
that old. It can be like that old folktale, 5 first dates.
What?
No.
Fuck off!
No Adam Sandler movie is canon in any way
Damn it, Lydia.
in my world.
Fuck.
I reject this. I'll allow you guys to make erectile dysfunction a thing that people in Midgard know about,
Right.
but I draw the line at Adam Sandler. He is
Oh,
not
fuck.
allowed here. You hear me, Adam Sandler? You're not allowed.
What did I miss?
Oh God.
Not
Well,
welcome
So we were
in
just
this
we were
world.
just chatting in character until you got back. And we're Janice talking about, oh God, are we friends now? And it's like, well, what happens when I split? Don't know if I'll even remember you guys or what. I don't know what's going to happen to my memories. And like, Alex and Gore were like, oh yeah, there's nothing bad about making new friends. And then Casty was like, it'll be like that old folktale. What was it, Lydia?
5 first dates.
God. And then
And then
TT was saying
I
that.
took
no
a firm
Adam
I took a firm stance against the forces of evil entering my world.
Sandler. If
As,
you didn't realize
as
that,
god of this world, I will do what the god of ours was too cruel to. I will prevent the existence of Adam Sandler.
Oh fuck. If you didn't get it, Kay, 51st States.
I got it.
Okay. How does Leica react to this conversation if she's there?
Mm.
Oh. Okay.
Well, like in terms of oh no. You can roll an insight check when you said friends, because roll an insight on her if you want.
Actually, I don't think they are this time because they're a little and they're a little in their own
Self-focused.
head as well.
As you guys discuss the power of friendship, the mayor rubs her head and says, I'm getting a little headachy. Do you mind if I rest for a moment?
Oh yes, we can go to the August if you need us.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all the help you've given me today. The city of Junotonia is in your debt.
Like a nods.
I'm
right.
a doctor, man. That's what I do.
You have one possible avenue to explore if you wish. And then otherwise it's interlude till nighttime, I suppose.
Yeah, so we agreed on going to
At the very least, I don't know if I want to speak with them, but I do want to at least get a lay of their camp just in case.
I want to hear what he has to say. I don't think it's going to. I want to see what cards he has to put on the table.
I want the opportunity to burn the house down.
Let's not do that.
I want that to be on the table.
All
right,
too, but I have a more subversive.
Okay,
Although if we do
okay.
that, if we do that, come here. As like a holds
Okay,
up of the Mars militia medallions.
Oh no,
If we do that, leave one of these here.
Like
Yes.
Like
It does not have to be what we do, but I want it to be an option.
If they attempt to hurt us, we will burn their house down. How's that?
All right.
And if that comes to that, well, leave one of these here when we do, so they'll instead blame the others.
I feel like that's just going to invite open warfare in Junotonia.
Yes, let us try to
It's one thing that we
avoid
defended
escalating
ourselves.
things.
It's one thing if we defend ourselves. It's another thing if the Mars militia went and burned their house down. Or I guess the house they're fucking squatting in.
That is why I am reluctant to go. I'm not sure if I can trust myself around them.
You don't have to go, Alex. You could go
Of
and
course, the most non-lethal
get us
option I
rooms
can.
if you want to.
Of course, there's also non-lethal things we can do, like say spiking all their wine.
That is much less dangerous, I suppose. But let's not jump to sabotage just yet. Alex, why don't you and Leica stay behind? And they air quote. And if you, because Leica, as we've seen, is fairly stealthy. How about you, Alex? How are you with stealth?
Don't ask me to sneak. Our lives depend on it.
All right then. I was just thinking maybe Leica could keep an eye on things from the shadows, and if it looks necessary, then you could spike their wine. I'm not going to drink their wine. Gore's not. I'm not sure you could poison Gore with wine, actually. I've seen you eat so much. And Cassidy can't drink wine. I'm sorry, Cassidy, but that means you can't get poisoned. How does that sound, Leica?
Sounds fine with me.
They'll be busy with us.
Colder demeanor than usual.
Oh, all right.
Not like you.
Okay, more like business time.
It's business.
Okay. Cool.
There's a cold, there's an almost intimidating coldness to that.
Interesting.
Not directed at you.
Yeah. I know. I get it. Like she's going into business air quotes mode. I get it.
Political sabotage mode.
Yeah. But remember, this is a delicate situation, and that is only in case things go poorly. Listen, if you can find out any information, that's good, but don't put yourself into harm's way, and don't hurt anyone if you don't need to. Fuck these guys, but this is delicate.
You don't need to tell me twice as Leica disappears to her room.
All right, Alex.
TT.
Yeah?
Leica in her room. She'll take out another pair of clothes and then pull out a vial of red something and start dyeing it red.
Okay.
Well, I'll say it's already red, but she pulls out a mask.
Oh no. Are you about to fucking mask of the Red Death these people?
If it comes to that.
Holy shit!
I mean, she's going to be currently stealthy, but
I wonder how Cassidy will feel about this.
Yeah. I wonder how the ghost killed by plague and the doctor, half doctor who was in the plague, would feel about that. Well, we will find out if that comes to it. Alex, do you want to stay, Alex, or do you want to go?
I don't know what to do.
Alex, you don't. Alex. Oh, fuck. I had my cup upside down. Alex, you don't need to come.
Yeah.
You could go help Granny get settled in.
That's true.
Puts a hand on your shoulder. I understand, Alex. One half of me is the only member of her family left. Her friends and family died to the plague. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a squeeze of the shoulder. As your doctor, I am recommending you stay away from stress.
It's kind of hard to do that in this day and age.
Stay away from this stress. Take a break. You're tense. I have a better poker face. Mostly because they can't see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy can disappear. And Gord, I've very rarely seen Gord visibly get angry.
Smiles and waves.
Pat. Maybe talk to your aunt if you need to. Starts to walk away. Stops. Actually, Alex, if you'd like something to do, could I ask you something?
What is it?
Could you attempt to contact somebody?
I mean, I don't. You're gonna have to tell me more. I mean, I don't know many people.
I know. My sister.
Is your sister a wizard?
No. But she has a crystal ball. I attempted to contact her the other night. But there was something going on in Minervans.
He's gonna cock an eyebrow a little bit.
Gears will turn a little bit. Realize you are worried about this kind of stuff, so he's not going to pry into it. I can attempt to do so.
Beatrice Rhea.
Very well.
If she wants to know who you are friends with Theodoros.
I understand.
Thank you. And like their body language is pretty tense during this whole thing. And after like the thank you, they just turn and quickly walk away.
Mm-hmm. Well then, since this counts as an interlude scene, let's see if I will strengthen my bond with you any. I'm pretty sure I already have. Yeah, I already have affection, loyalty. Not quite admiration just yet.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Can we do some bond stuff here, TT?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Do I want to form honor? Yeah. I'd like to add mistrust to Leica. Not necessarily because they actively distrust Leica, but more like there's some suspicious going on.
That girl
there.
Something.
She's a bit shifty. I get you.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, I don't trust her. It's more like, she's hiding stuff. She's hiding stuff with like familial stuff, and that like tone she just took on. So there's just some mistrust with Leica. I mean, it's funny because Leica has mistrust for me too. So, all right. So, me, Gore, and Cassidy. Lydia.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to be visible, Cassidy, or are you going to hide?
I'm gonna hide.
Okay. So who do you want to do first, TT? Us or Alex?
You guys can do it in whatever order you feel like it.
All right. DZ, do you want to go first or second?
Sure.
I said first or second. Sure.
I will go first then.
Okay.
I'm slipping into Gore for some reason.
He's contagious.
I'm being possessed by Gore.
We're all possessed by Gore in our own way.
Yeah, everyone has a Gore moment now and these are real Gore hours.
It's called being fucking hungry.
Mm-hmm. So, sure, I will attempt to use the crystal ball to contact the name I was given.
So you're trying to call Janice's sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of Minervans that tried contacting the other day and didn't look too great.
Yes.
Truthfully, they're not expecting you to get through, but you seemed like it would benefit you to have something else occupying your mind.
It takes like several minutes before the interior of the ball begins to swirl, and eventually you do see a face of a human woman looking out through the crystal ball, just like, hello?
Hello, I'm a friend of Theodoros.
Oh my god. Is she alright? Is he alright?
Yeah, male half.
Yes, they're with me. They're safe. They were more concerned for your well-being, though.
Okay, yeah, the call. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's rough. I'm fine. Where is Theodoro?
Theodoros is helping us here. We're all trying to pitch in.
Where is here?
Forgive me. Junitonia.
Okay. And you see the face of the woman, immediately becomes like deep in thought. There's too many on the road. Tell Theodoro to hang tight in Junitonia. I'll try to contact when I can assure safe travel. I didn't know he was alive.
Apparently, they tried to contact you. Yes, the other day, but
yeah, I'm putting that together.
is it? Do you have monsters on the road too?
I suppose in both a figurative and literal sense.
Literal monsters and perhaps Mars militia?
She nods.
Oh, fuck.
There is a Mars militia presence here. So far, they've been affable because of the sacred nature of Junitonia, but if you are Minervans...
Do not listen to them. Those fuckers are crazy.
Oh, I know.
They sent a small battalion a couple months ago attempting to forge an alliance, and when we told them no, they showed up with a fighting force which we repelled, and then more and more, and they've kept coming.
These militiamen, do you think they're based in the city of Mars?
They are. They are based in Martares and Volcanth. If it weren't for the Desolate Mire, they would have taken Venusia by now. And thankfully Bacchanalia is also protecting our southern end. I've heard that they've made moves on Neptunia, and of course their ultimate aim is to take down Jupitami and begin ruling the region.
Yes, soldiers from Jupitami, the so-called Emperor's men, are here as well. It's already pretty ugly looking.
They've sent a few emissaries as well, but we've sent them away. The Marquis of Minervans is disgusted with how the rest of the Imperial Court has handled the plague.
As should anyone be.
Can you keep my brother safe?
Yes.
Then thank you, Alex.
Yes.
Thank you. I have to go.
I understand.
There are things that need my guidance, but I promise I'll reach out.
I understand.
All right, and then the call ends.
Well, holy shit!
Yep.
He's just gonna sit there frown on its face. Anyways.
Well, holy shit.
What are next?
Going to see Sir Erectile Dysfunction.
All right. You eventually find the manor of that Sir Scava is squatting in. It's in a district that clearly was filled with affluent people that has been quarantined because everyone there caught the plague and died. All these merchants and rich, better off peasants did not manage to preserve themselves through wealth in the face of the plague. The presence is outside the largest manor on the street. You see several knights of the Emperor's Men doing rounds, patrolling the premises. They see you coming, and they don't salute. They watch you suspiciously, but allow you to pass because they were told this might happen.
Do they do anything with chitters?
They don't their eyebrows are raised at the sight of your strange monster pet. But at the same time, strange weirdo adventurers with monster pets have been common enough throughout Midgeheim's history in every country, where it can be sort of like, all right, yeah, this is the kind of wacko mercenaries that you sometimes need in situations like this. You're let in, and when you enter the manor, you find that a lot of the Emperor's Men are currently employed in ransacking every room in the house.
Fucking knew it.
As you're led by one squire up the stairs, you see like a child's bedroom that's being torn apart, toys stomped on as they look for what jewelry was given to the daughter by her parents in life and any other valuables they can strip. Just everything that these dead people owned is either being looted or destroyed in the process of getting to the valuables that can be used for later. You find Sir Scava reclining in fine, fancy gentleman's clothes on a lavish bed, enjoying yet another glass of wine. He says, of course, the peasants who have been rising to the occasion. Welcome, welcome.
I'm sorry, did you have something to actually say, or are you just going to insult us?
Insult? No, I wish to compliment your audacity and your nerve. When I saw that the mayor invited you in before us, I was of course offended, but upon dwelling on the fact that you cleared the road yourself, I now realize that you are above the usual rabble. Do-gooders, as they say, true heroes. A toast to you, he says, raising his glass. And
Gore will Gore will make a raise in the glass motion as well. He has nothing in his hand, of course.
Yeah. My manners, Squire, boy, you get them some refreshments, proper refreshments, not the good one.
He's not even pretending. Holy shit.
Being do-gooders and apparently close friends with the mayor, I do wonder if you have that woman's actual best interests in heart. You see, there are a bunch of vicious, cutthroat, murdering thugs squatting in her city right now.
Oh, I've noticed.
Have you heard the tales of the Mars militia? They've been carving people up on the roadways, taking small towns by force. Dreadful business.
Yes, I have heard such things.
Yes,
she'll casually reach over and just, scritch the giant ant monster.
See, the reason I bring this up is these psychopaths in their cute little ant costumes. They may appear like just common buffoons believing that they can trump themselves up with cheap copper armor, but they are dangerous. I've heard that they've killed the leadership of towns that do not comply.
I have no.
In which case,
all right.
I would worry about the life of your beloved mayor. We both know that woman has no intention to ally with either my faction or theirs, but I fear that their faction may take greater offense.
Can I insight him?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a veil? Is he like insinuating like more than just the like? He's clearly doing some double speak here.
Mm-hmm.
What should I roll?
Double insight.
God, I'm very good at this. Okay, I jinxed it. 8.
Mm-hmm. This guy's a fucking asshole, and you don't like listening to him talk.
No, their blood is boiling.
Listen, you don't care for me because of some petty bullshit about the aristocracy not doing enough for the common rabble, and I suppose I can understand that. And you obviously believe that's your place. The fact of the matter is, if you do care about this poor mayor, I would make sure the Mars militia is driven out, because there's a very good chance she could end up dead. Probably by some way that can't directly trace to the loutish brutes.
Yes, the Mars militia, subterfuge.
Subtlety is not their strong suit.
You think that, which is what they want you to think. As I told you, they put on this buffoonish display, but they are cunning opponents in their own loutish way. They'll have to be. Now, I hear they're currently waging war on Minervans.
Oh, fuck. Whole body goes... stands straight up, like... I think it's visible to even to him. There's a reaction.
Oh, dear. Friends of yours over there? You know, if you could convince the mayor to take our side, provided the Mars militia doesn't take her head off, perhaps Stupidity could reach out to Minervans and even offer some aid without their deference.
Gor's just kind of go, oh, don't you worry too much about that. We have encouraged her to throw out the louts, as you say, my lord. He's going to do a little half bow at that.
That's quite smashing. Quite wonderful. So,
it speaks highly to your character that you are so worried.
What?
Oh,
Or even?
What?
It speaks highly to your character that...
You're so worried.
Oh.
Yes, quite. Well, that's really all I had to say, but, you'll have any response, before we see you out?
We cannot make such deliberation on our own, but don't worry, you are always quite in our thoughts.
Quite well. Good day to you all, and do keep the sweet mayor in your thoughts.
It's not. Good day to you, my lord. And when no one's looking, he tossed the wine over his shoulder. Not drinking that crap.
So,
Janice is just fucking like rooted to that spot.
It's Gor's just gonna kind of move over and give her just a light pat on the shoulder. He's like, "Come on, we need to start moving on. Get out of this good man's way." And
The creak as the face looks down to you.
This smile. He goes, "Do you want to walk?"
No.
All right. Literally just snaps his finger and they're back. The rest of the party.
Just fucking disappear out in front of his face.
Yeah.
Oh god, how does he react to that?
We don't.
He takes a sip of wine. All right.
Fucker.
So, what is?
Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh shit! What?
She didn't know that it was the Mars militia. Like she kind of suspected it, but like to be told, oh yeah, there's people here are just chilling in town. They're trying to murder your only family.
Yeah, that's a little distressing.
So.
Yes.
Okay, how's Leica doing?
Okay, so what do you need to roll to go to? Because would you say it's like around evening right now?
Yeah, I'd say it's like 4 in the afternoon, roughly.
All right, so what would I like have to roll to like scout out and survey unseen?
I think Fabula Ultima says if your character is experienced in doing something, and there isn't something actively standing in your way to do it, which there really isn't.
Yeah, so Lex is basically going to cloak herself and then not be seen by the rest of the group and sneak out.
Yeah.
And then scout out basically unseen the scope of the encampment.
All right. They're holed up in a manor, which is already a pretty well fortified town. I mean, like house. There are at least 15 knights in plate mail armor patrolling the outskirts of the grounds, as well as several inside the manor itself. So overall, breaking in is going to be very, very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you will about the Emperor's men, they do protect their own.
Right. Any weak points I can find, roughly?
No, not really. They are patrolling well. I mean, there's one thing knights know how to do. It's how to guard a fortress.
It's how to stand around, look important.
Okay. So, how's there's supplies? Do they have a bunch of horses in a stable, or
there isn't a stable at the manor, but they have made a makeshift area to house the horses that they do have. They didn't bring a lot of of horses for mounted combat because they know that the Mars militia mostly is composed of foot soldiers. They're one of the definitions of the word knight is a soldier with a horse. So a bunch of an army of peasants is not going to have access to a lot of mounted combat stuff.
So they said they brought the wine with them?
Yes, they did. They did bring their own resources and supplies because one of the well-known facts about Junitonia is that it's been struggling with trade and doesn't have a whole lot of food and other resources to spare.
And they're keeping that inside?
They are keeping that inside the house.
Right.
Still gathering intel, at least, even if we can't quite get in there and sabotage them.
All right. What would have to roll to get a more in-depth insight? Specific...
First, define what you need by a more in-depth insight.
Oh,
do you want me to make floor plans for this manor? What am I doing here?
Is there a wine cellar entrance? Is there a decayed wall due to lack of being maintained? Since this is just literally just a manor they went in, squatted in.
It's a manor house. It's well made, and it's Junotoni has had enough people to try and take care of shit. This one was at least cleared of dead bodies. Like there would be a wine cellar, but to get to that, you have to get through the guards patrolling the grounds.
Yeah.
Just as you would have to get to the doors or to the windows. It's a fairly fortified position. They picked their base camp well. They're not like some fucking militia peasants sleeping in tents.
What can I glean from watching their specific movements?
Okay. These guards are trained in defending a fortified location, which makes sense. Most of the army of Jupitami would be people who, would be soldiers who were paid to patrol the walls of the city of Jupitami. So they know how to defend a fortified, manor or anything. Like they are trained in how to do the rounds and do this very expertly. A lot of them have very shiny armor, which means that most of the combat they've actually faced either isn't close range, i.e., it's shooting people beneath the castle walls you're guarding or dumping oil on them, or alternatively, it means that their armor is, newly forged. It might mean that they've never faced actual combat at all beyond, training. Doesn't mean that they wouldn't be threats. But does mean that they probably aren't aware of non-siege warfare tactics. And specifically, they're really only familiar with siege warfare tactics from the person being besieged.
So they're not used to doing an attack themselves.
Yeah, if you draw them from their fortifications, they're going to be somewhat lost as to what the strategy is. Which right now, while they're guarding this house, means that they're in their strong point. But if there was a reason for them to leave their house, like say their boss has to have a meeting with the mayor or whatever, they're suddenly going to be drawn into a situation that they're not quite prepared for.
I see.
A lot of them are on the younger side, which would suggest that they are they were children during the start of the plague and grew up trained in the defense of the castle walls, but not necessarily in the fighting of wars in the streets or in the wild. And in this case, Skeva may actually have some competence that the others don't. Being a knight of 40 or more years, he probably has seen combat in the open area. And might have better strategies. So, if you were to engage the Emperor's men, it would be good to cut them off from their boss.
I see. Whereas with the Mars Militia, they seem to be more like...
The Mars Militia are ground troops.
Yeah, so it seems like even without corps, the rest could operate on their own.
Yeah, they are full-on guerrilla soldiers. They know exactly how to fight in terrain where they do not have a natural advantage. They know how to survey a situation and figure out the best plan of attack. If they're doing siege warfare, it's on the side outside the castle walls. So the Mars Militia, if things come to a battle in the city streets, is going to have a tactical advantage, even if there are significantly less Mars Militia soldiers than there are Emperor's men.
Yeah.
I see.
Like if Corpse were to fall, I feel like they would have a clear chain of command. Okay, because they're all going to die. It'd be full on. For I don't know how many of you have seen Deep Space Nine, but it'd be full on fucking. Oh shit! What are the monster guys in Deep Space Nine called?
Jem'Hadar?
Yeah, but it would be full-on Jem'Hadar rules, where immediately the guy who knows he's second in command steps up and says, "All right, I'm the new Centurion," and if he dies, next in line steps up, "I'm the new Centurion." Like they would know exactly how to transition leadership, and it would be fucking seamless.
Whereas with the knight, if he dies,
then you've got a bunch of guys who know how to defend castle walls and not really how to strategize.
So what do the horse? So they said they didn't have a lot of horses, right?
Yeah, they've got probably like 4, maybe. Yeah, I'll say 5. 4. Mounted infantrymen in addition to the knight.
And they have
guys who have at least been trained in horse riding and combat on a horse in theory. Even if they haven't seen it in practice.
To pull the carts with like the wine and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. They have oxes and carts, and also probably to carry spare clothes, spare armor, and weapons, and also to haul back whatever loot they get from this job when they do go back to Jupitami.
All right, so they don't have like they have ox-pulled carts, not horse-drawn carts.
Yeah, I would say ox-pulled carts.
So all the guards they have basically walked alongside them.
Sounds like they had a few horses and ox-pulled carts.
Yeah.
Or do they just have ox-pulled carts?
They have 5 horses plus.
They have 5 horses and a couple of ox-pulled carts.
So that's 5 knights roughly.
Mm-hmm. Also, I am bullshitting these details because I did not expect to go into the tactics of this camp.
You're putting these assholes in our path, TT.
Yes, this was not an angle I anticipated you going at this problem from.
We're not necessarily expecting to fucking fight them, but intel is important.
I'm seeing a very unique approach to strategy I didn't foresee today. That I will try to anticipate in the future.
Alright, so it's basically locked down like Fort Knox, but so besides the main asshole, there's probably 4 other knights at most.
Yeah, and even then, they would probably be knights in the soldier with a horse definition. They may not be actual aristocratic knights.
I see.
I'm using aristocracy and nobility fairly synonymously in Midgeheimen, and it dawns on me that that's probably not entirely correct. But fuck them both. They're sloppy bitches. Yeah.
So basically, this also means that they are also heavily susceptible to being fucked with morale-wise, since they rely mostly on their boss to tell them what to do.
I think they'd be easy to fuck with in terms of strategy. Morale-wise, they've lived a cushy life compared to a lot of other survivors of the plague. They're probably pretty on board with the whole cause of Jupitami and keeping that cushiness going, even if right now it's a comparative cushiness.
People say if shit goes south, they're gonna break ranks and run.
Yeah, or at the very least, there's going to be some chaos.
All right, that's more what I was asking.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, I think Leica's got as much as she needs to know. A lot more she thought she would get.
And she fires the nuke.
It's the only way to be sure.
Nuke 'em, Rico.
Wait, does Junitonia have sewers?
I did not map them, but yes, I feel it would need them. And by this point, sewers, by Wizard School Mysteries point in the timeline, sewers are a pretty common thing. By this point, they're probably universal.
And so
you mean they don't just magic away their piss and shit?
I mean, I'm sure that's an inexpensive option where you just have a fucking chamber pot that just, disintegrates it.
And given the disciple manner, it's likely it's connected.
Yeah.
Good to know. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
I'll
suddenly
give you
feeling like I
time
needed
for
to
that one,
make-
TT.
I'm suddenly feeling like I needed to make significantly more maps.
Nah, you're fine.
Hey, we're not expecting to do those things. But
And
it's good
yet
to
you're
know.
expecting me to have the full layout of various places.
Not really. You're
No,
probably
we're
not
just
going to have
trying
to
to
use
get-
them.
Yeah, we're just getting info. We're not expecting to, like, go into
Yeah.
fucking warfare with these guys, but, like, knowing how they operate is useful for
Okay.
our
Yeah,
allies.
sure.
Probably
Alright, well, there we are.
Because we
Probably a
already
good
have a pretty
session.
good lay of the land of what the Mars Militia is already.
Mhm.
Like, we know they have they have enchanted armor. We know they live in tents. We know they're Darkheit zealots, and we know roughly how they operate, and heard from a god himself about them. We don't know about the Kingsmen, so knowing everything we can about them, especially since we got off on a really wrong foot,
Mhm.
is probably a
Yeah,
wise.
I'm not criticizing this at all. I'm just noting my lack of preparedness for it.
I think it'll be at
Apologies,
least,
though.
I think it'll be at least a couple sessions, before we need any maps, and I don't think we'd need any quite yet.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I guess you gather back up with us.
Yep. Like I just like, all right, I got lay of the place. Most of them are fresh faced, never seen combat. They have 4 or 5 knights at the most, and I use the term knight very loosely. But mostly they just got only like 5 horses.
I'm going to kill them.
There's only 5 horses. They seemed mostly used since they're all very young and their armor has barely any dents. So chances are they're only trained in how to handle sieges.
I'm going to kill them.
That being
Yes,
said,
yes, we are. Don't worry.
this town has a sewer, but I don't know how it
Are you
connects to
saying
that.
that? It's like I
locked-
just
It's locked down pretty tightly since they're used to, but
okay.
they are not. What was that?
Did you just like, are you just ignoring Janice interrupting you with saying she's going to kill them?
Yeah, I was assuming that was in fact the comedy beat here.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you seem pretty committed to killing them. I'm telling you the best way we're going to kill them.
Like us figuring out plots and strategy, you're like, I'm gonna kill them, and Cassie's like, yeah, you are. You know, everyone's just like, yep, we're accepting that. That's where we've gone already.
That being said, the quickest way to if we separate Dipshit from the rest of them, like say if we get him invited to the mayor's house again, which I don't recommend killing him there, but if he's alone and he gets killed, the rest will probably fall into disarray since they're not trained in actual on the field combat and how they're structured. They probably would be chaos and not sure how to operate, and therefore will fall back to what they know, which is to defend a siege.
I don't mean them.
If you mean the Mars Militia,
They're attacking my home.
oh,
They're trying to kill my sister. Oh yeah.
well,
We know
well,
that,
we are,
TT.
well, we are,
We
we are
talked
on a
to
quest.
Mars.
Just
Well,
in
yeah,
terms of
we
strategy.
Oh, good point. They might have more strategy than usual because Mars is not the one in control.
well,
Oh shit.
well, we are we are on a quest to go get his dragon, so they will stop. So
I don't.
from what I gathered of the Mars Militia, it seems that the rank and file are basically in a cult, and even if people like say corpse means well, it's the cult leader who orchestrates things and then justifies atrocities. So we cut off the cult leader, and well,
Janice turns and walks out the door.
I mean, I thought we were all walking down the street to.
Oh, are we? I thought we were like.
I was
in a
kind of
room.
thinking this was in. I was kind of thinking this was in the. It doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does
Yeah,
physically matter.
Does physically matter. Yeah.
We
Are we
agreed to
walking
meet
down
back
the
up
street,
at
or
the.
are we in a inn room?
We agreed to meet it back up at the end. I thought.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
Alex would be here.
Talking strategy out in public would be.
Also, Alex would have been here to tell you that
Yeah.
your sister's fine.
Okay, that's true. We
Speaking
haven't
of,
roleplayed that yet, though.
Where is DZ?
Right here, waiting for a lull in the conversation.
Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure where the scene was set yet, so
yeah.
I'm going to assume that me and Gore pop back into existence in this room, and then
comes
like
into the window.
yeah, Janice is clearly, like, visibly upset, even without seeing their face. And then this conversation happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill them.
Alex, how was your crystal ball conversation go? Did you reach them?
Yes, I did. They're safe.
What? You saw her?
Yes.
Like, rushes over to you, like, grips both of your shoulders. What happened? Where are they? Okay? Is she all right?
Yes.
What did you learn?
Give me time to speak, please.
Holy shit!
Alex has had a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just stares
I-
into your soul.
I don't mean I really do not wish to seem callous. Just give me a moment to breathe.
Nods.
I contacted your sister. They are fine. Minervans is so far holding out against the militia. She was more concerned for you. She believed you dead.
I'm not surprised. Many doctors died.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, thank you. I didn't think you'd get through.
I wasn't sure either. I did have to wait a while. But it seems
what
that
did
your
she think?
sister is capable of taking care of herself.
Did she want me to call her? Is she?
She simply wanted to know if you were safe. I did tell her that we were here in Junotonia.
You didn't tell her about.
I did not. That is yours to tell.
I
So
think
far
that
as she knows, you are still her brother.
There's a flinch.
I will not take that from you.
The hands kind of slump off your shoulders, and they step back away from you and lean against the wall.
Today's been a trying day for a lot of us.
I need some sleep.
We all do.
All right. Any more to discuss before we have a nice rest?
Nope.
Leica's gonna keep a watch for when Puck's guys show up.
Mm-hmm.
If Chitters is not asleep, I'll have Chitters stay awake with just some more eyes.
I think Gar would stay up with Leica, just because he'd like to see Puck again and friendly faces and all that.
All right. Eventually, 20 fairies arrive at the Restful Argus.
Okay.
10 goblins, 6 very burly orcs, 2 bugbears, a pixie taking on a mostly human shape, although she retains her Vespoid wings, and one very beautiful horse.
Wait,
Just the
what?
prettiest just the prettiest damn horse you've ever seen.
Man, I'd love to ride it.
Yeah, you just really feel compelled. I mean, you don't even think you need a bridle. You could just get on that thing.
Gotcha.
Just keep away from certain.
They and the pixie says, "All right, Peas Blossom at your service. Mayor told us that we could take residence here."
Chitters at her.
Kitty bug.
Kitty bug.
Have we met her? Remind me.
You did not meet Peas Blossom back in the Dreamwoods.
It looks like these are something that arrived after we left.
Yeah, these are all fairies that arrived after you convinced Puck to actually reach out and try and reconnect with the other remnants of the court.
Because remember, Puck was the highest rank there at the time, and Peace Blossom said that she was on equal footing.
Yeah, if Puck is the seneschal of Emperor Oberon of the Unseelie Court, then Peas Blossom is the lady in waiting to Empress Titania.
I feel like they're both equal in rank, but Puck might have more experience, so she might have deferred to Puck.
And it might have been she didn't want the fucking job to be in charge of everyone.
Yeah.
It might also, the courts are, they're Emperor and Empress Oberon Titania. Those titles are not small. There's a lot to manage, and it's quite possible that Peas Blossom was just in another fucking part of Mediterra's fairyland, very far away from the Dreamwoods.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot to run an empire.
Yeah.
The fairies have arrived, and they did send some strong fucking boogeymen and one beautiful horse.
Yes. Well,
handsome man.
The horse stands at a table and is given beer, which it drinks.
To just shove its whole face into the bottle.
It's actually oddly skilled at using its mouth to manipulate the flagon and to get the beer into its mouth without spilling, almost like it's done this several times before. This horse is an experienced alcoholic.
I mean, considering the last 10 years, I wouldn't blame it.
Yeah.
Even the horses have turned alcoholic in this day and age. I drink to forget.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, trust me, I'm a horse. Ride me.
I do love me a Kelpie. All right, so the fairies have arrived. Your spirits are bolstered. Do you do anything else this fine night?
Leica just touches bases with them and then heads to bed.
Yeah. All right. I need someone to choose. Either odds or evens or heaven and hell.
Leica's gonna say hell. Cambion.
This is out of character. I need a player to choose either odds or evens or heaven or hell. Kay, are you saying heaven or hell?
I'm saying hell.
Okay.
No, it's not hell. It's heaven or hell. It's PD's gonna roll something.
Well, 6 for 666.
Oh my fucking god!
I mean,
what the fuck?
It literally is 666 because it's 6.
My fucking god! Max on both dice.
Uh-oh. That's bad. No, but it's heaven or hell.
Okay.
That's high or low.
Okay. Shh. Okay. The night passes. You wake up. The fairies at the bar are very nice and pleasant. But there's already a stir of commotion outside. And as you step out, you see Belladonna Shepherd, looking very nervous as she starts packing some letters into her satchel.
What's going on?
The mayor's been poisoned.
Fuck.
Miracle Medulla got to her in time. and kept it from being lethal, but somebody poisoned the mayor.
Bastard! It was the. We should have. Gore, we should have.
Just gonna
Wait a
kind of
minute.
shrug. Like we gave
Hold on.
the
They
summary
gave
of
she gave the mayor wine.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we gave you guys a summary of what he said.
this is almost exactly what he said would have
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, this seems like a false flag operation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We need to go. We need to go see her.
All right, do you go to the mayor's office?
At least we should at least check in with Miracle Medulla.
As you make your way, you see that a lot of shops have already boarded up their windows again, and the Mars militia encampment is like they've torn down their tents. They're all preparing, like sharpening their weapons and looking on high alert. As you pass, you can like see over to this district of town where the Emperor's men are also similarly gearing up. And there are a lot of people whispering about rumors about one of the two factions possibly being responsible for the crime. You get to the mayor's office, and like inside in the mayor's bedchambers, Miracle Medulla is sitting by her bedside as she lies sleeping, looking pale and green around the gills, so to speak. Coco, the harpy, looks incredibly worried as she hovers by the bedside.
She was good. How bad is the poison?
It was nasty. If I had been a second later, she'd be gone. Whoever did it was a real bastard, because I'm not able to find many traces of it. And what I have found, there are runes, so someone enchanted this to hide its presence.
The only thing I know of the two factions is that the knight gave her wine.
And we went to see him last night, and he did.
He said this exact thing would happen, although he blamed almost verbatim. He blamed that the Mars militia would do it.
Miracle Medulla. Sorry, I did interrupt.
So I think we have a false flag operation on our hands.
There's only one way to find out. Miracle Medulla, are these runes you mentioned? Tell me more.
So, magic leaves a trace. Those of us gifted in manipulating magic can eventually learn to see that trace. It's runes, the language of magic, because a magic spell is ultimately a form of communication with magic itself. And when a spell is cast, the runes linger as a trace of the spell that is cast. You have to be able to know to look for it to see them, but they're there. I took a small sample of her blood to try and figure out what had happened while healing her, and I have found traces of these runes that are about hiding presence. So whatever was used to poison her would have completely disguised the presence of the poison.
So you're saying that someone else could have drank it and be fine, and it only works on its intended target?
I would have to be able to study it to be sure, but yes, that is true.
Is the wine that dipshit left still around?
Oddly enough, like Coco goes to look for it, and she comes back. She's like, "It's missing from our cellar."
It was him.
Well, that's damning in of itself, now, isn't it?
These runes, Miracle Medulla, are they still around? Can we see them?
He gets out a vial of
Coco?
blood and says, "If
Could you take me to the cellar? You guys continue.
Coco takes you to the wine cellar and general food storage of the manor.
Can I look for like any footprints or traces of magic or anything?
Yeah, do a double insight.
Chitters, go down with Leica. You can maybe pick up on their scent.
Pheromone, yeah.
Yeah. I sent Chitters down with Leica to try and pick up any pheromones that are out of place.
Mm-hmm.
So between that and my experience in doing this, do I get any bonuses?
I'll give you a +5.
Hell yeah. Chitters assistance.
Alright, come on. Oh, fuck. That's a high roll. That's almost math. Fuck.
Yeah. So you're specifically searching the cellar for any signs.
Like footprints, like magic.
Yeah, actually, you do find Chitters is able to pick up scents of someone having been of an unfamiliar scent having been here. And when you sort of examine where Chitters' antennae are particularly, furious and they're scrabbling on the ground, you are able to pick up not footprints, but runes that Hole's with you, correct?
Hole, get down here. Janice, please.
Yeah, I'd say Hole. I'd say
Janice,
Janice went with him.
All right.
Because Alex seemed to be interested in looking at the blood. Janice went down with Chitters.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Those of you still in the bedroom, I'll make a double dex check, please.
Oh, fuck. Did you stay up there, Cassidy?
Yes.
I believe it would be Cassidy,
and Gore.
I think it would be everybody
Gore and
except yeah.
Oh. Alex, Jesus. Gore, Jesus.
All right. As a knife flies towards the mayor, Gore, you manage to actually grab it seconds before it reaches her chest.
What the fuck?
And
It's literally just a quick second while the tentacles lash out and grab it.
yeah, that's when a figure drops from the ceiling. A figure in blackened leather armor. And shouts, "For the Mars Militia!" before jumping out the window.
Oh, shit.
Can we give chase?
Absolutely!
Can you insight that?
What do I do to give chase?
I guess we'll do an opposed dexterity check.
I mean, Cassidy's a ghost, so she could probably go through walls.
She could just,
I'll give Cassidy an advantage on I'll say a +5 advantage thanks to spectral spookiness. So you got to beat a 7 to catch this guy as he slips out as he parkours out of the fucking top floor of this manor.
And you have a +5.
Okay, where is the thing?
Okay,
Roll
go to
tab.
rolls.
Okay, dex, and that's a +5, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come on, Cassidy.
What?
Wait, huh?
What?
That is not physically possible.
Wait.
I'm hoping over
okay.
the
5
dice.
plus
And,
7 plus 5, so that's 17.
Yeah.
How?
Oh, for some reason there's 2 pluses. That must
The
have fucked with the math.
Yeah, the
Oh,
calculator
yeah, I
must
see.
not like it.
Okay,
Okay.
you beat him. You beat him.
By a lot.
You beat him. By a same margin. So Cassidy, you just fucking Danny Phantom like up out of the ground and grab this guy. And he's like, "Unhand me, you heathen!"
Uh-oh. That's not a Mars Militia voice.
Yeah. Gore, you're the only one there. Do something.
Hey, I'm
Alex,
there.
you're the only one there. Do something.
I'm there. Shit.
No.
Also,
I said
Coco's
go
there,
down,
and I'm pretty
do
sure
something.
everyone else in the mansion can hear this at this
Slow
point, like
down.
Miracle Medulla.
Sorry.
Slow down.
Coco
Yeah.
jumps over the bed and protectively covers the mayor with her wings.
Alex is gonna stomp on over and like fucking tear off any like mask or hood they have up.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see?
It's like a guy.
No one we recognize then.
How noble does he look? I'm not there.
Yeah.
It looks like a guy. In his 20s.
Just some dude.
Just a dude. Just a guy. I mean, if you want
I would
to
like to
know-
interrogate.
Hang on,
I mean, there's
before-
a really easy way to figure out if this guy's from the Mars Militia.
Mm-hmm.
There is.
Take him to them.
Oh shit, you're right.
Before we do that, can we quickly frisk this man for like hidden weapons, poisons, and whatevers?
But yeah, absolutely. You guys, like, with him tied down, you not only manage to get a good hog tie on him, but you start stripping him of armor and weapons, and all of his shit's enchanted. He's got stealthy armor that hides him behind a wall of invisibility and masks the sound of his footprints, and also hides the evidence of his footprints. It wipes the floor clean. He's got various poison vials hidden in his satchel, padded, of course, so they don't break and spill. Lots of throwing daggers and other implements of stealthy murder. Just really prepared to do a good assassination.
So there was something interesting in there. You said his boots hide his footprints, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And Leica found footprints in the basement.
No, she found runes.
Oh,
Yeah, he
runes.
found runes.
Like
So-
all right. I found some runes.
Oh,
but
because
what's
we
the-
did. Wait. TT was going to tell me what the runes were, but this is happening simultaneously.
I mean, you found out what the runes were. They're runes designed to hide
Okay.
one's footprints.
The poisoner never
Okay.
left the building.
Shit. Okay. Wait, does he have the wine on him?
He does.
Fuck.
Well, he's at least going to prison where the
What?
fuck he belongs to.
I'm gonna stop over and take the wine from him.
Yeah, deliver that to.
Medulla?
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to. Take this to Medulla. This is, I think, what poisoned her.
Thank you. I'll analyze it right away.
I would like to interrogate this man. And turns out there's a preset role for interrogate.
Fuck yeah,
Could
interrogate
I-
him.
Aid Alex in interrogating by having Chitters just roar at his face.
Yeah, sure.
Hell yeah! I love having a
I would
pet.
like TT, you already know what I have in mind. What would I add a bonus to that or a straight roll?
Tell me roughly what you want to say. Exactly, and I'll decide what level of bonus I'm going to give you when you roll. I might even just give it to you if you do it good enough.
I'd like to add help as well.
Fuck. All right. Well, both. Okay, you're getting at least +4 from those two.
Alrighty then.
You've got Big Bug Scary and Ghost Scary.
Oh yeah, considering my company, that would make it even more plausible.
Right. I'll give you a total of +6.
$17.
Say your piece.
Cassidy's currently holding him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Alex is gonna get to eye level, make eye contact with this man, and verbally, not roughly seize it, but very firmly kind of grab his shirt. I'm going to say, I would like to know who put you up to this, because I don't think you realize what they set you up against, all right? I am the ward of Miranda da Circe.
Oh, fuck.
At that, the man noticeably blanches.
As you can see from my company, I think you have every reason to believe me.
I'm gonna file that name away. Holy shit!
So you're going to tell me everything without a single detail or even the slightest, smallest of lies. Or you too will face her wrath when she comes here in 2 days.
The man is utterly fucking terrified, and he opens his trembling lips, at which point you see his tongue erupt into bleeding wounds. Which immediately begin to fester with pus in his mouth. And his eyes roll up in his head as his lower jaw rots and slaws off.
Since we were watching it happen, could I try and stop that before it gets to that point?
You're gonna have to roll like a really good like 18 like insight wisdom check or willpower check. It's gonna have to be like a difficulty of 18.
Oh fuck, that's literally impossible. Wait, is it? Hold on. No, it's not impossible, but
it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Take a swing at it.
I can't. Oh god.
No hurt in trying.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy. Did I get any help?
Nope.
Oh,
this shit like triggered as soon as he tried to speak and answer truthfully.
Oh no, I rolled 13. That's so good.
You try and you're like seconds too late as he is killed by a curse that rots his mouth off of his face.
Gods.
What?
God
the world?
Damn it. Someone wanted to hide their tracks very well.
I'm gonna check this man's body for distinguishing marks.
Doesn't he still has most of his face, right? He just lost his lower jaw.
Yeah, it's basically just his lower jaw that rotted off.
Okay. So, let's still take him to the Mars militia. See if they recognize him.
If it's there, if he's there, they wouldn't tell us.
So, does his armor have stats?
Is his armor what?
Have stats.
Oh my god.
PG,
I can make them.
Let's do that later.
I'll make that to my notes.
You keep on putting things
That
down.
of the dead rogue's armor. This one I will accept is fully on me. I still feel like you guys wanting a full fucking layout of a goddamn manor, like the full fucking floor plan of one, is a little excessive.
The little goblin yells on you.
This makes sense to me. To be fair, I wasn't sure we were gonna get this far.
He'll load his body on Chitter's back, I guess. And what if he just lies to us that it's not his?
Then we still know something.
We won't, though. If he says no, and we can't read him, then we're at square one.
Something I wanted to learn
Also,
was
the quality of. Sorry, go on.
something I wanted to learn was I understand that runes are the language of magic, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Having previously scanned the Mars militia and having identified the runes on their particular armor, is it a thing within Midgahheim that although people are technically using the same symbols, they kind of leave their own handwriting?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, you know, runes are the language of magic, but that's also misleading. It's more accurate to say runes are the languages of magic. There are different dialects different symbols that mean the same thing, or symbols that can mean different things in different contexts. And there is definitely like the equivalent of handwriting or an accent or just a particular voice with runes.
I would like to identify the particular runes that have been described so far in the scene.
Okay,
See if
so
they are familiar at all.
Anyone who is versed in magic can make this check. It is insight plus willpower. Hole and Alex, I can justify giving you both +2 advantage from your personal histories. Honestly, I could justify it for all of you, really. Like, even Cassidy as a ghost, you are having an understanding of magic that's significantly more so than your living self did.
Oh, I see what I did. Shit.
So...
It's on me. Okay.
So
Yeah.
what is the modifier here for advantage?
You can add +2. And I would say the difficulty is 12.
I rolled
How much?
shitty.
Like I rolled a 15.
I guess the first one was just fucked up for the same reason Cassidy was. That one was
7 + 4 + 2.
It makes sense for Leica because she's paying attention to the different
Interestingly, the 13 you said?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually a very interesting set of results. Because we've got the Witch's Apprentice, the Cambion, and the Learned Wizard and Witch. Okay. The writing on the Mars Militia's gear is it is in the style of clerics and wizards who follow the God of War, which is to say the approach to creating invocations for spells is very toxically masculine.
Yeah.
A lot of very violent and hardcore phrasing. You know, it's heavy metal lyrics. The writing on this gear is erudite and learned, as done by one who attended an academy for wizardry.
Oh shit!
This is not militia work.
No, this is trying to frame them.
This armor was made by a fancy boy.
Fancy boy.
Okay.
And given how hard
it was you, wasn't it?
And given how hard it was to dispel,
Use that, no.
it's somebody of pretty comparable strength or knowledge.
Must have been one of Scavia's pet wizards.
Moreover, like the enchantments on the Mars Militia's armor are very simple and straightforward. These enchantments are, it's like, make sword turn on fire, make body resistant to flame. That's simple magic enchanting shit. These are complicated spells on this gear that required, complex activation triggers and everything. It's the kind of advanced magic that you kind of have to study to really do well.
Yeah.
Enchanting is a very complicated art as magic goes.
We need to.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna go get my food real quick. BRB.
Okay. We need to figure out how to handle this. We know this is definitely not the militia. I wouldn't put it past possibly for them to do something like this, but this is not their work.
This was the most obvious false flag operation.
Yeah, we got told to our faces that this would happen from the other side. That was pretty much the whole reason.
Someone who does not respect our intelligence.
He thought we were the idiots. Alright.
Of course he did. We're peasants. We don't have higher learning or smarts.
I Oh,
Hmm.
Okay, first of all, Medulla,
Yes?
this
I
was.
mean, he's out healing a person. You guys are in the yard, but I can assume that you guys
were we
go
in
up
the
to
yard?
him.
Okay, then never mind.
We should probably move the body all the same.
Yeah. Well, let's head back inside for a minute while we discuss.
Mhm.
Then Medulla. This was the Emperor's men, no doubt.
Okay. You realize
warned
if
us last
realize-
night that
realize if the town finds out, and more importantly, if the Mars militia finds out,
there will be a battle.
there's going to be a fight.
Yeah. We could buy time by announcing that we're investigating.
You saw the fear I struck in that man.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's
What the
time.
fuck was that, Alex?
Perhaps it's time I strike that same fear into the rest of them.
I
Alex.
have a slightly unorthodox suggestion.
What, Gore?
We tell each side that they're the reason they did it. Or the others did it. You know what I mean?
That's
We
what just
tell-
have them fight each other.
No. We tell the Mars militia that they need to go back and get reinforcements. And we tell the same to the Emperor's men.
That might work, but then they would just come back with more. Then again, I suppose
be
they
out-
get that either way.
And then they'll be outside the city, away from everyone
And we can
else.
fortify.
Exactly. And they're free to beat each other senseless on our front lawn, and we can pick off the loser or winner, whichever.
So you're suggesting we Yojimbo this?
He's suggesting.
Sorry.
I'll come back.
Gore has a fun suggestion.
What?
It has a possibility of backfiring horrifically.
What's the suggestion?
Tell them we go to each of them and tell them the other did it, but they need to go get reinforcements.
Yeah, because otherwise there's no way you could hold a battle in the streets under these conditions.
Yeah.
And would they
you
come
don't have
back-
enough, the other side has too many or has reinforcements already coming. You need to go get more, and then at least get them out of the city, and we can build
Just close the city and they can fight each other on our front lawn and we can shoot the winners.
It's not a terrible plan.
It's not a great plan, but it's a funny plan.
And that's when I said, so Gore wants to Yojimbo this.
Yeah. Okay, but Alex?
Meh.
Alex,
And he's looking at you.
who are you? He was terrified of you.
Of his master.
Miranda, what was it?
Da Cersei.
Have I heard that before?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
Who
you're
is it?
part of you's a wizard, and wizards don't
Yeah.
take witches super seriously. They're aware of high-ranking witches, but there's a air of condescension. But another part of you is a witch.
Yeah.
Miranda da Cersei is the current leader of one of the strongest covens in Mediterra, the Coven of
Fuck.
Cersei. Covens tend to be loosely affiliated. They don't have a very strong organizational structure, but they meet and they discuss things. And the leader of a coven is a particularly old and powerful witch.
Oh, fuck.
So, essentially, and witches in general are anarchic individuals, even beyond that of wizards. Mysterious and enigmatic in their methods and motives. and often terribly powerful. And a leader of a witch coven is going to be obscenely powerful and have ties to other obscenely powerful magical beings. Because witches gain their power through deals and bargains with other creatures that have magic.
Yeah.
So Miranda
God.
de Cersei, kind of a big deal. You know, it's sort of like
Alex.
finding out that someone's aunt is like the Joker.
Your aunt is Miranda de Cersei?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's... Oh my god.
Perhaps you understand why I wouldn't tell you that up front.
Yes. I understand. Oh my god.
But perhaps I
She
should
could-
tell people.
She could kill all of us.
She
She's
won't.
not going to.
She's coming to help, remember?
No offense, but
Jonas, slow down.
I am...
We have been keeping her beloved nephew company. We're fine.
She is one of... So would it be accurate to say she's one of the most powerful mortals around?
Yeah. I mean, the most a leader of a coven as big as the Cersei, as the Coven of Cersei. I mean, Cersei herself was one of the first famous witches and wizards of all time from the age of antiquity. So the leader of her coven, in the current day, is going to be a big deal.
She is one of the most powerful mortal beings in Midgard.
I am aware. She also makes a wonderful tart.
It's true, she does.
He's like,
How about
Is that what they meant by you being a prince?
I still don't know what they mean by that. Auntie Miranda simply came by to check on me every so often.
How long till she gets here?
2 days.
I think it's one day now.
Actually, it's one day. Yeah, basically.
Oh, she's here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how about we leverage that fear you're currently feeling?
Yeah. All right. Do you want to pop that, or do we want to try and get them to leave?
I want them to fear for their mortal souls, right?
I think I do. All right, Alex.
All right. I think we have enough evidence to pin this on the...
No, we know who it is, but pinning it
also
might just make the militia attack.
Let her finish.
Okay, she's done.
No, let you finish. Let Laika finish.
Yeah. That's
That
what
was
I
in
thought.
character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are the knights, are the guards out of the fortress?
No, but they are preparing for shit to hit the fan once it does.
Is their leader out of the fortress?
You don't know for sure. You haven't seen him out and about. One would guess that bastard's probably reclining and waiting for the excuse to start lopping heads.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I suggest is we call a town meeting and get both Gorps and him here. We have the fairies, we have the Myrmeklions, and we have... I know you're probably not going to like this, but at the very least, we can probably end this... Get the Mars militia on our side, at least temporarily.
Yeah.
We don't need to fight both. And
I don't think you are wrong, but
and if Gulps and Sir Holson kill each other, well, all the Mars Militia or either can say is that there was an engagement over Junitonia.
Yeah, and the reason I suggest scaring the shit out of them with the fucking boogeyman is that both sides might be too terrified to do anything. So they may stay put small and not getting reinforcements. As a matter of fact, we could send them off running with their tails tucked. Let's look at all the options on the table, eh?
yeah,
Especially
so,
with Sir Dipshit, because then he'll realize he just basically slapped the son of the strongest person in the continent right now, basically.
yeah,
That's true, but
yeah.
So like, the only problem is they're very big into fortifying. It might take a lot to get them to move, which is also a problem with my plan. But
True.
I don't.
Yeah. Oh boy.
We lop up. All I'm saying is we can lop off the head of the steak of one of them and leave one of them incapacitated and unable to do anything. The other, we can't really lop the head off because of how decentralized they are.
But we don't want fighting in the streets. That is the main thing we want to avoid.
That is true.
Scaring them might get them to run off.
Which would give us time to fortify.
But, like, saying, oh, we know who did this, could incite a fight. But trying to scare them might also make them try and fight you. TT.
Mm-hmm.
The reputation of the Discersi. Is that? Do I think that's enough to, if they hear it, they'd run, or would they hear that and want to like kill Alex?
I would say the likely reaction. The Mars Militia are, their patron is the war. They believe in the war god.
God's mighty
And
witch.
the words of Mars are, I don't care how cunning you are, the biggest brain in the world can't outsmart a bullet. Heavy's philosophies. Maybe they're smarter than me. Maybe. Don't think there's anyone smarter than the bullet.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the Mars Militia, at least this group, likes us right now.
Yeah, and that said, they're not so dumb as to willfully piss off a Wish. And at the very least, Centurion Corpse likes you. You can't say anything for the rest of his group. But Centurion Corpse views you guys as potential recruits.
Yeah.
And at the very least, the kind of person that he should try to win over to his side. He particularly likes Alex because Alex stood up to that self-righteous bastard and took a hit in the face for it. That is some Mars-worthy bravery. So the Mars Militia is inclined to listen to an extent. I think the force of the Emperor's men would realize that hurting the ward of a witch, probably tempting an enemy they don't need to rouse right now, doesn't mean they can't hurt the ward's friends. Witches tend to be loyal to those directly connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not us. So telling them, oh yes, this is who he is, might spook them away, but it also might make them retaliate to other people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Potentially might make Alex a very valuable hostage.
yeah.
Let them fight the fucking Shadow Wizards.
Alex, if we tell them who you are, the Mars militia might very well see us as, allies. Not want to get into a row with us over that. And we have generally, at least on their end, been in pleasant terms. Shit, my face shiver. But the knights, the Emperor's men, they might want to catch and kill us. That might just spark them to try and put you in a cage.
Yeah, but they don't have the manpower to do that, especially if they're out in the open.
They might think they do. Maybe if we
these days.
Maybe
that's why we kill. That's why we isolate the leader and kill him, and then the rest will not know what to do.
Okay, here's my thoughts. Combining bits and pieces from all these. A town meeting. We reveal who you are there. We don't side with the Mars militia, but maybe we make some kind of non-aggression deal with them.
Yeah, we don't have to say we know who the assassin is necessarily. We just have to say there was an attempt on the mayor's life, kind of leave that hanging in the air while we investigate this.
But let a day pass. Buy us a day for your aunt to get here, and then we have that fucking firepower on our side. But yes, we gather them together. Tell them we're investigating. The man, we'll just say he didn't get a chance to say anything, or he tried to say something and he melted. And I can say that as the wizard, I am investigating the runes, but I've not discovered their origin yet. That might at least make our perpetrator jumpy and cautious. He might decide to leave himself, knowing that she's alive and we're investigating. You could tell them, Alex, but that might evoke a reaction. Oh man. They pull off their mask and just run their hand down their face. What? What the fuck is happening?
Either way, I think if the Mars militia knows about the underhanded tactic here,
but then they might be goaded into attacking.
And you keep bringing up that we don't want to fight in the streets, but there's barely civilians left. We have the tactical advantage, and we have numbers on our side in terms of.
We do.
At most,
yes.
And the Mars militia go on our side as well against 5 men. 5 men who know how to fight, and
there is
a bunch of kids, basically, who all they know how to do is to turtle up.
There is another possibility.
Please, Gordon.
We could call them to one single location, like an enclosed space, so to speak, and then give what we know. Lock the doors. Let them sort it out.
Suppose if it got into a fight in that enclosed space, we would have to.
It'd be very easy to summon them. A simple message saying, "We know who poisoned the mayor, and we need their help. Send all forces."
in a day, one of the most powerful beings in Midgheim will be here. She might not want to do anything to help. I don't know. Your aunt.
I'll convince her.
There's also the problem that the longer we wait, the quicker the Emperor's men will jump to the conclusion that we know something's wrong.
That's also
If their
true.
assassin hasn't gotten back to them, they probably already know.
Debatable.
But do we want to push that button and kill them? This is something we can't go back from this.
It would put a target on Junitonia, making them officially
Exactly.
hostile with the Emperor's men.
You could always just detain them.
I suppose. The militia, if not the rank and file corpse, like us, he would likely, unless we were actively hostile to them, they'd likely, at least for the show, help us.
I am going to say we've got to come to a decision now. What is our plan?
Yeah. So, gang.
Either way, getting both them in a room together is
Yeah.
the main.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it
that
keeps
seems
collateral
to be a bit of
damage.
consensus.
Because that gets rid of the problem of collateral damage.
And likewise, besides, even if we do come up with a cutting plan, it's like it's all going to depend on how they react once the information drops. Either way.
Yeah. You're right. We need to get them both in a room and
besides,
see where it goes from there.
And besides, he doesn't. Nighty McCorson doesn't know how magical Alex is.
Yeah.
So Alex could lie and say that he used his magic to basically tell him everything.
I mean, he knows I'm a wizard. Like, we don't need to make up we both know. You could see it, but we don't need to be like.
Also, we have Medulla's evidence as well.
Yeah, we don't really need evidence that we know.
And besides, I don't think anyone but us knows that Medulla is an AM
alumni
wizard. No one knows how powerful of a wizard Medulla is.
They just know he's a really good healer. And alchemist, probably.
Oh boy!
And his army of mantis men.
So my question is: so you're going to try to get them to go to a meeting in the afternoon, correct?
Yeah.
What are you going to tell your allies? What are you going to have them do anything?
Stay the fuck away.
We should probably confer with Medulla, have a town meeting between
Let's get Medulla. Someone from the fairies, the ogre,
Peas Blossom, Grammy Falsitea, and Medulla.
Yeah, and we can at least tell them everything first.
Yeah.
Well, obviously.
The harpy. She's
and Cuckoo.
Yeah. She's, I guess, technically interim mayor.
Oh no!
Poor. Don't sell it to Cuckoo. It'll ruin her poor little mind.
You just tell her to keep her.
She's an assistant. Her job is to fetch coffee.
Yeah,
just tell her to take care of the mayor.
It's like having the interns, like the college interns, something's like, by the way, you're now CEO of this bankrupting company. Try to save it.
Oh.
YOLO.
My name's fucking Cuckoo.
We'll get Medulla, Granny, and the Fae.
And we probably should have the mayor under Fae guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Have a bugbear in the closet at all times, waiting to pop out.
Have a bugbear in there, and one of them are Myrmekleons. Because the Myrmekleon was able to smell stuff even past the magic.
When you broach this concept, Peas Blossom and Medulla both suggest, and Falsitea agrees to be willing to do it, just to hole everyone up within the fortifications of the mayor's manor.
Yeah.
All citizens, all the army. If the Emperor's men are squatting up, they can do so in kind. The Mayor's Manor may not be a heavily reinforced castle, but it is the most fortified area in the entire city.
Yeah. That will keep that will keep them safe. We'll let them know what's going on and what our intentions are.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get them both to leave. Best case scenario. At least get the Emperor's men to leave.
Okay.
At the very least, we can negotiate with the Mars Militia so they understand, like, okay, yeah, we can't exactly, since they would understand an oath of neutrality from a.
Yeah, we could maybe leverage. Hey,
there's the slightly more devilish route is if the militia murk these guys, and we should probably stop them before they completely murk them. And we're technically free and clear. Because all Juditonia hears is the militia got pissy and killed their guys.
That's true.
We did technically let it happen, but
okay. So you pass the message along to the two sides, or rather, Belladonna passes out because she's a herald, she's a courier. It's kind of her thing. And they agree to to send their leaders tonight to discuss what happened to the mayor and how to proceed. Night comes, and as the sun is setting, you see the Mars Militia, all 15 strong, heading towards the mayor's office, and you see a platoon of 5 rank and file soldiers and 1 squire heading to you from the Emperor's men.
Okay.
And as they're approaching the office, you hear the clamping of hoofbeats.
Oh.
As 50 knights on horseback arrive in town.
50?
Fuck!
Because the Emperor's men already sent for reinforcements.
Because they were ready.
And that's when chaos breaks out. Luckily, you guys are behind the fortified walls in the Mayor's Manor. And luckily, the Emperor's men have a different target. A battle rages between the 15 Mars Militia members and the Emperor's men. The Emperor's men are now 80 strong, and there are 15 Mars Militia members. And as the battle tears through the streets and fires get set and shopping stands are smashed and things get destroyed, more and more Emperor's men fall, less Mars Militia men fall.
Oh.
Until at the end, it is 10-1.
Jesus.
And that is when Sir Sceva finally appears on the field and fights with Centurion Corpse, along with, the backup of about 10 knights on horseback.
Holy shit.
4 of which die.
Oh my god!
Before Sir Sceva runs Centurion Corpse through with a spear.
Oh. I mean...
Shame, but yeah.
At which point the Emperor's men retreat back to their fortification, leaving the Mars Militia dead.
How many of them are left? Just 1?
Sir Scava is still around. I would say there are ironically, about 15 of the Emperor's men left alive.
You could kill them now.
Hey, I'm so happy we didn't try and fight Corpse and his dudes.
No, okay, I'm gonna roll something for Janice.
There are fires being set. When it's clear that that the battle is over, and the battle takes about a few hours. It's a little late into the night. Some of the bolder orcs go out to try and start, setting down the fires. You guys can leave your fortifications if you wish.
Okay.
Mhm.
High was Janice going to try and save Corpse. Low was not. So Janice is gonna try and save Corpse.
All right. You find Corpse wounded, bleeding out through the chest. Very, very near death.
Don't you fucking die. I'm not done with you. And yeah, I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna go into doctor mode.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna make you roll it because you're skilled at this. Even if your magic isn't quite working the way you're used to.
Yeah, I feel like it's more cauterizing than it used to be.
He got it fucking impaled, so you do have to magically encourage the growth of some flesh.
Yeah. But whereas before, I imagine there wouldn't be too much. You do manage to
stop internal bleeding and restore enough of him so that he doesn't die. And as Corpse feels the life sort of return to him, he looks at his slaughtered men. And he hangs his head low.
Corpse.
I failed my mission.
You need to know something.
He looks at you.
We have seen your god. We have spoken to Mars. How does he take that?
There's an awe and reverence at that because he believes you. Poor dumb bastard. He doesn't even need proof. He just believes you implicitly.
You have a slice of bread. He doesn't.
And he says,
actually, that's what I was thinking. She'll pull out a piece of the bread. Your god made this.
At that, he balks. It doesn't...
Taste it.
Yeah, she gives it to him to taste some. She's has him propped up against something still outside. I imagine it's just those two right now because she fucking ran out to save him. She gives him that to eat.
Corpse takes off his... he struggles, but he takes off his helmet. And you see him. He's a late 30s, early 40s man. Handsome in a rugged way, covered in scars. And he takes a bite. And it's food made by the fucking divine. You're going to realize that the minute you taste it.
Yeah. Corpse.
That was clever. Just breaking character for a second. That was clever. You guys had some clever moves today. That I did not see coming. That was good.
I have something that will
tell us how
shake what you believe. I see you, and I see who you are as a human being. I see you to your core, what you are. You are being lied to. They pull off their masks just to he pulled off his, they pull off theirs. So for the first time, you can see her mismatched face. Your leader, your dirt, does not speak for Mars. Mars is honored to have you believe in him. He has been trying to talk to you. I'm sure you can taste his presence in that food, can you not?
This poor fucking man is having his mind broken. Because one, he expected to die. Two, when you brought him back, he failed his mission, and there's penalties for that.
Yeah.
Three, you've now given him food that is clearly made by the gods and have claimed to have seen Mars. 4, you're saying that Mars doesn't like the Mars militia?
And she gently takes, she's being very tender. Gently takes his hand, pulls it up in both of hers.
Pray.
Your God wants you.
Oh wait, if you take off his armor, he'll actually be able to talk to Mars.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Holy shit!
It's
She
like,
will
hey,
like
dude, time to
carefully.
get nude.
Yeah, she'll. I mean, I'm sure there's underclothes, right?
Mhm.
You don't wear
Okay,
their armor.
she'll help him
Chase.
carefully take off his armor. Because like, I'm sure she had to take some off to heal him.
Honestly, you probably had to remove a lot of it just to get at
Okay.
the wound. So
She'll
it's
hold
like
his hands
the
in hers.
greaves and the gauntlets at this point.
He'll hold his hands in hers and like look around at all the death. Pray with me.
Oh yeah, because slaughtered on the battlefield. That
Yeah.
is a sacrament to Mars.
Corpse
Pray with me to Mars, corpse.
is fucking confused and mind broken, but he does as instructed. So there's one thing Corpse is good at, it's following orders.
Oh God! And I'll pray with him.
And once more you are on that battlefield. This time Mars doesn't, arrive via meteor. He's just already there. And he looks at you both. And he looks at Corpse specifically and he's like, Militia?
Yes, he is one of the Mars militia.
And that's where we'll end tonight. No, I'm okay.
Holy shit!
Yeah, you know what? That's where we'll end tonight because that's just so fucking funny.
Also, I need that because I have to get Lily.
Lily?
No problem.
Oh,
I stand by my fucker.
So, just before you wrap up, that the way you put that, we're gonna Mars Militia. I was expecting you to end with, "I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty."
I mean, yeah, essentially though.
I'm trying to reach you about your cult's extended warranty.
Okay, I'll let you wrap up.
This session went some fucking places.
Fuck.
I am done.